and muggy in San Diego. This is Charlie Jones along with Randy Cross. For the Chargers, Natron Means. He is on track to rush for more than 1,500 yards this year.
Anthony Miller making his return as a wide receiver for the Broncos here to San Diego. Nowhere near his track. He's got to contribute to John Elway's offense.
Charger defensive tackles, Reuben Davis, Sean Lee, 2 tons of fun. They want to spend the afternoon in the face of John Elway.
Well, the 2 corners for the Denver Broncos. First, Ben Smith is a defensive back, has been bothered by shoulder injuries on both sides. Ray Crockett on the other side, coming back from an ankle injury. Not only will they be tested by the pass, Natron Means is going to make them make tackles.
San Diego won the toss. They'll be receiving. Jason Elam will kick off. Andre Coleman is the deep back. It is high, but it is short. It will be taken by Ronnie Harmon, one of the upbacks on the far side. And Harmon spins his way to about the 30-yard line. Stan Humphries, the quarterback of the San Diego Chargers. Their offensive line anchored by their center Courtney Hall. They have allowed only 5 sacks this year. Backs and receivers, Natron Means, his workload today, 18 to 22 carries.
Well, you just saw Ronnie Harmon catch that kickoff. Expect him to do more and more. He and Martin joined in the nickel, but we'll see Harmon on 1st and 2nd down to get that defense of Denver something to adjust to.
Natron Means is the lone back. And Humphries comes out throwing a little swing to Mean, left flat. Natron, a pretty good move. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play. Defensively for Denver, their front 7, they have only 5 sacks. They've got to do better than that. And their secondary, the safeties together against Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith.
And when they go into the nickel, bring in Randy Hilliard, who's been starting the last couple of games for Crockett, who's had the ankle. They're still going to test the corners, Smith and Crockett.
2nd down and 1. Here is Natron Means, 1st down and more. Still going. 50, 45, 43-yard line of Denver. 18 yards. 1st down, San Diego.
Well, what you're seeing here is really an offensive line coming off the ball on the old counter play, but watch Papunu coming from his H-back position as sort of a fullback too, getting the kick-out block on Simon Fletcher, and now it's, you talk about 2 tons of fun on defense. There's 245 pounds of fun of Natron Means. You don't want any part of that guy if you're a defensive back by yourself.
1st down, Broncos 43-yard line. Play action fake to Means, pressure, Humphries rolls right. Has pressure again, throws, it is intercepted. Ted Washington with the interception. The Broncos with the early turnover. Humphries with a key mistake.
And really, the key here is watch the pressure from the outside and the inside. There's nowhere for Humphries to step up to. He's got to roll out. Now he's just throwing it away and throwing it into a very, very bad spot. A defensive lineman's hands naturally are usually a good spot to throw the ball, but Ted Washington does a good job. As you see, Mecklenburg give Humphries a little push, and Humphries mentioned, are we really ready? Are we really focused? So far, an early mistake from the Chargers.
Simon Fletcher and Richard Harvey in the face of Stan Humphries. 1st down, Denver. Their own 46-yard line, no score in the ballgame. And Elway hands off to Reggie Rivers. Rivers off the right side. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. It will be 2nd down and 8. Dennis Gibson with the tackle. The offensive line for Denver, their #1 priority. Well, that's no secret. It is to protect John Elway. But John has been sacked 20 times this year. Backs and receivers, the return of Anthony Miller against his old teammates here in San Diego.
But really, the key is with this Broncos team, you get to the ball in the nickel, you get the ball on 1st down, you get the ball to Shannon Sharpe.
Miller going across in motion, Elway to throw. He throws back underneath the coverage to Miller. Miller scoots for the sideline and the 1st down. He will get it going out at the San Diego 43-yard line. So Denver capitalizing on the interception by Ted Washington. Darian Gordon chasing Miller out of bounds. It's a 1st down.
And Anthony Miller gets off to the start he really wanted. John Elway wants to go out of his way early to involve Miller in the offense, get under the skin of the Chargers and their fans early.
Elway takes his time. He gives to Leonard Russell, and Russell is cut down by Junior Seau.
Now here's a challenge if you're an offensive coordinator. How do you deal with a linebacker that has the strength of a defensive tackle and the speed of a safety? And that's what Seau has, because as Russell gets the ball, he sees nothing but 55. You're not going to out-shake him, you're not going to out-muscle him, and you're not going to out-move him.
And if you want to see more of number 55, check Jay Leno, The Tonight Show, a week from Tuesday night on November the 1st, here on NBC. Elway to throw. He fires, pass is complete. It is pulled down by Shannon Sharpe. Sharpe will go out at the 33-yard line. That should be the first down.
At this point in the game for Sharpe, who's been slowed by bone chips in his ankle and then a knee problem with his patella tendon earlier in the week, Elway has to get him the ball, and he's kind of like a train. You know, a train doesn't start out real fast. You throw the coals to it, and as the steam builds up, it moves and it moves. Sharpe's a lot like that. He'll look slow, he'll look hobbled early, but as the game goes on, he gets tougher, he gets stronger, and he forgets about injuries.
First down at the San Diego 32-yard line. Russell, the remaining back. Play action fake. Elway has pressure, he goes down, he's sacked. Chris Mims gets it. 21st time that Elway has been sacked this year.
This is a great job by Mims because he's taking advantage of a mismatch. You'll see the tight end on the left side, Jerry Evans trying to block on Mims. Give me a break, and that's what Mims says as he slams him, pushes him in the chest and pushes him down. He's all over Elway, and he's got to turn around and look at the offensive coaches of the Broncos and say, that ain't going to work. Don't try that again.
Mims has 6 sacks. That is more than the entire Denver Bronco defense. Handoff underneath to Milburn, and Milburn's in trouble, slips as he makes his cut. He is dropped for a loss at the 43-yard line, and guess who? Chris Mims there again. Let's take a look at San Diego's defense. Their front seven led by their defensive tackles, those 2 tons of fun, Sean Lee and Reuben Davis. They want that pressure up the middle. Secondary right corner, Dwayne Harper. He's been flagged 6 times for pass interference.
And what Bobby Beathard has put together here on defense, you see Sean Van Horst joins in the nickel. This is a smash-mouth NFC big defensive front with speed at linebackers and defensive back.
3rd and 22. Elway steps forward, drops it off underneath the coverage to Russell, and he is going to move to the 32-yard line. He'll pick up 12, so it's going to be 4th down and 10 as Darian Gordon makes the tackle.
It's the exact kind of play that John Elway and the Denver Broncos wanted to avoid early, 3rd and forever. You get in those situations, and their offensive coordinator, Jim Fossil, told us, we're going to be very conservative. We're going to dump the ball short. We're going to make our receivers try to get the first down. When you go down the field for first downs and 3rd and long, that's when the turnovers happen, the interceptions come up.
Jason Elam, 49-yard field goal attempt. And it is no good. Elam misses from 49 yards away. No score. Back in a moment. You don't want to miss this one. This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross, and already you can feel the excitement of this ball game. It's almost like a playoff game.
It seems like every home game now for the Chargers is like that. They're setting records every week, and what they come to see Natron Means run the ball. He's done that so far, and they come to see Junior Seau and that defense attack an offense.
And Junior Seau just attacks and attacks and continues to attack.
He's so unique as an athlete. There's no one else like him, I think, right now in the NFL.
All right, San Diego's second opportunity on offense. They start from the 40-yard line. And here is Natron Means. He cuts back, and he picks up 9, almost 10 yards on the carry. He may have the first down. Simon Fletcher finally brings him down.
Watch 2 things here, and one is watch the defensive flow of the Broncos, and then watch Means when he cuts up. He feels the flow. He feels the hole. Great backs like him don't so much see it as feel it. As that bubble opens up and Williams gets cut down to the ground for the Broncos, that's where Natron Means runs.
Second down, about a half a yard to go for the first down. We have no score in the ball game. It is closed in the middle, sliding to the outside, and Means is down. Ben Smith really unloaded him. First down.
I tell you what, if you're Ben Smith and a cornerback for the Broncos, you get these shots whenever you can get them. When you can get Natron Means off balance, you can do it, because the guys on the defense you're playing with are trying to arm tackle. Here's a form tackle. Shoulder in the chest, lift him up and put him on the ground. Remember, Ben Smith is a cornerback playing with nerve damage in one shoulder and a separation in the other. Takes a lot of guts to take on a 245-pound back like that.
We mentioned Natron Means on his way to 1,500 yards rushing this year. Already has 34 in this ballgame. And he pulls it in. That is his second reception. And Elijah Alexander pulls him down.
You know, one thing this does, Charlie, when you're using Natron as they are on first down with the little passes, this also sets up the possibility of involving Ronnie Harmon more on first and second down, not only with passes but with runs. That gives defenses so many different things. Usually you see Ronnie Harmon, you go into nickel. If you go into a two-back with Natron Means and Ronnie Harmon, then what do? You got to stay in base.
And now we see Eric Bieniemy coming in as Means comes out for a breather. Here's Bieniemy. He slides to the outside, gets around the corner, has the first down the sideline, inside the 20, battles his way all the way down the sideline, taking an official with him. I believe they're going to mark him out about the 15-yard line. So he will pick up 25 yards on the play, first down.
That is just an instinctual run by Eric Bieniemy. Because as the blocking develops and the run develops, watch him take a quick squirt sideways right here. He knows there's no blockers. Dennis Smith just does not have the wheels he used to have. You saw the safety support just was not there. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Dennis Smith runs up, tackles him, slams him to the ground, but you don't have the speed support anymore from those Denver safeties.
One official had stopped at the 15-yard line. Now the ball has been placed at the 4. It'll be a run of 36 yards. The Broncos are pointing back to the 15, said, we thought it was there.
I think the Broncos were standing where they thought they should have tackled him. Unfortunately, they didn't get him until he got down there.
So the line of scrimmage is the 4-yard line. It is first down and goal to go. A gain of 36 yards on the play. Steve Hendrickson is the lead blocker. And he is the ball carrier. So they give to Steve, whose dad, Big Ed, and his mama, Beverly, everybody calls her Boogie. Well, they're looking in at the nitty-gritty bar in Vallejo. That's on the way to Napa.
Well, here's a guy that is a linebacker. He's a lead back. He's a fullback. And the last thing, if you're a Denver Broncos defender, you're looking for is Hendrickson carrying the ball.
Second and goal from the 1. And here is Natron, and he has been at the goal line. There is no signal. He does not go in. We have a flag back at the 11-yard line.
It was a nice job by Mecklenburg and that defense stuffing that run, because Natron got spun. He tried to keep running, and they just would not get him past about the 1-yard line, half-yard line.
On the offense, 2 men moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
As you know, you can have only 1 man moving. If you want to have a second man, the first man has to stop for at least a second and be set, then the other man can go. So bring the ball out to the 6-yard line. Down goes over. It'll be second down and goal to go.
And Ronnie Harmon comes in. Natron Means comes out. So if you're on defense here, that tells you one thing: swing pass or some pass to the wide receiver without Natron.
Instead, they give off to Harmon, a straight shot to the 4-yard line. He's going to pick up a couple. It'll be third down and goal to go. Shane Ronette, Elijah Alexander making the tackle. Now, last week against New Orleans, for the first time this year, the Chargers using Ronnie Harmon strictly as a running back in several situations, just like they do here, trying to catch the defense into 6 secondary, looking for the pass.
Well, they've been out of character so far. Usually they go in and smash you in the face. Last couple of plays, they've tried to be cute.
Here they'll be throwing. He looks to Harmon. He goes into the corner. Harmon's there. He has it, feet down. No. He did not have possession with both feet inbounds. Ronnie Harmon does not come up with the play. It'll be 4th down and goal to go.
And you can tell, with the enthusiasm and everything else, the Chargers are a little out of sync. You know, they designed this play. They don't design the play for 2 receivers to be in the same corner of the end zone. You just don't draw things up with Tony Martin and the running back, Ronnie Harmon, to be there. Judgment call on the feet.
The feet were down. The question is, with his back turned away, if he was juggling it or if he had possession. He doesn't argue the point. Obviously, I think he was juggling. 23 yards on the field goal attempt by John Carney. Carney, who is having an outstanding year, just barely bends this one by the upright, and San Diego takes an early 3-0 lead. We'll be back for the kickoff in a moment.
You know, in spite of the miscommunication and the fact that Harmon should be alone in the corner, what you have to look for, besides the feet, is possession. He's bobbling the ball as he's going out of bounds. The ball is called incomplete. And when a player doesn't immediately run to the official and really raise a ruckus of some kind, you know that the official made a nice call.
Jeff Campbell and Butler Binote are the deep backs on the return for the Denver Broncos as Carney will kick it away. San Diego leading 3-0, just over 5.5 left to go in the first. And here's Binote on the return to the 20, and he is upended at that point. Lonnie Young with the tackle will step aside. We'll be back in a moment. 3-0 Chargers. Time remaining, first quarter, 5:28. San Diego leading at 3-0. Denver from their own 20-yard line, their second offensive possession. They missed a long field goal attempt earlier. And here's the pitch to Leonard Russell. And Russell is to the 25-yard line. So he'll pick up 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Here is the head coach of the Denver Broncos, Wade Phillips. Now here in San Diego, one of the traditions, Chargers score, there's a cannon, and here is what happens. It can catch you unaware. Oh, look out. Incoming.
We used to, and Wade's no rookie because he's been here a lot, but we used to love to watch the rookies on the sideline. When that cannon go off, they jump.
They spot it at the 24, 2nd down and 6. Anthony Miller goes across in motion. Elway hands to Russell, and he runs into all kinds of trouble. 4 Chargers bring him down, and leading the way was David Griggs and Dwayne Harper.
Yeah, Griggs and Harper played that play exactly perfect, the way you're supposed to, because as you watch this kind of delayed, slow draw, you're counting on the defense to overreact and come off upfield. There was nothing overreact. That's perfect defensive play. I mean, what I don't need to add to that. There's 8 jerseys, and one of them's a Bronco.
Throw the ball back to the 20. It's 3rd down and 10. Four-man rush, steps forward, is hit as he releases the ball. The officials rule it a fumble. There's a scramble for the ball, and San Diego has it. Leslie O'Neal knocked it away, and I believe it was Chris Mims who recovered it.
The key to rushing a good quality quarterback like Elway, pressure in the middle. Watch the pocket collapse. Steps up, never sees Leslie O'Neal. Comes from the backside and gets the arm on the back motion. The ball never went forward. Elway completely surprised. Before that arm goes forward, that ball is out of his hands. That's what a pass rush like that can do, especially when you know you got the push in the middle. Your ends come around the outside and they get the quarterback when he's not looking.
So San Diego has the ball at the 21-yard line of Denver, first down with the lead, 3-0. Eric Bieniemy, who had that 36-yard run on the previous drive, the fake then goes into the end zone, wide open on the sideline, incomplete, out of bounds. Sean Jefferson was all alone in the corner, and then he got too deep in the corner.
It was great watching Humphries on that play because he knows he's got a receiver wide open. And he wants to get this ball to Sean Jefferson as soon as possible, and here is why. Do you see any Denver Broncos? How excited is he here? I got to give him the ball. Well, didn't quite get him the ball fast enough. Watch him. The ball comes in.
Only 1 foot down in bounds.
Yep, just one, but Humphreys knew he had 6, couldn't get it to him fast enough.
Ronnie Harmon in as a wide receiver. He comes back in motion. He's the slot back. They go to the far corner, and this one is incomplete to Mark Saad. So Humphreys has tried the right corner and now the left corner, and he was bringing Harmon across underneath. It'll be 3rd and 10. Randy Fuller with the coverage for Denver.
You know, one thing it really jumps out at me here, that they've missed 2 good chances here by picking on the cornerbacks, but this is not the Chargers' MO.
They have changed. They have changed their personality from the time they got to the 4-yard line.
The Chargers have been, so far in the first 6 games, they're willing to beat on you with the run to set up the pass later. They're going to the pass so much earlier than normal now.
Ronnie Harmon is in the slot. Papunu is the remaining back, and San Diego will burn a timeout. 3:44 time remaining. First quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
John Elway, look how tender he is on that elbow. He keeps motioning, I'm okay, but these type of hits on quarterbacks' arms, you get that torque. It gets into kind of what you referred to the last couple of years, hearing it all the time in the presses. Sort of that Montana spot on the inside of that elbow where all the ligaments and where all the hinge is, and you see how gingerly he's tossing that ball, because that's not a little range rifle, that's a rocket that guy.
3rd down and 10. Ronnie Harmon swings to the flat, going to the end zone. It is incomplete. Alfred Papunu diving for it and cannot find it. So John Carney will come aboard with a field goal attempt.
You know, one thing you hear receiver coaches say all the time to guys when they're getting balls thrown that are a little long, keep running. Watch Papunu at the very end sort of tries to dive for the ball. Receiver coaches always make the point, and head coaches, if you just keep going on your feet, your chances of getting to that ball are a lot better.
John Carney has made his last 12 attempts. This one is from 39 yards away. And this one bends left but stays through the upright. So Carney is 2 for 2 in the ball game, and San Diego moves on top of Denver by a score of 6-0. And tonight on NBC, a fascinating look at, guess what? At vampires, witches, and werewolves, and that's just here in the broadcast booth. Could they actually exist? Find out the unexplained. Then it's an all-new Sequest adventure, followed by Jacqueline Smith, the world premiere of Family Album. All tonight at 7, 6 Central here on NBC.
I love it. I like Sequest. That's one of my favorites. I'm not big on vampires.
I'm big on vampires.
They're going to be all over my neighborhood next weekend.
Well, this will get everybody ready for it.
Mummies and Power Rangers and turtles.
Have your kids picked out their costumes to
yeah, but they're
trick or treating?
They're kids. You never really know what they're going to be until they show up that day. You know?
Kansas City won earlier today. They defeated Seattle by a score of 38-23. Seattle's record now is 3-4. Kansas City's record is 5-2. San Diego leads the West with a perfect 6-0. The Raiders are 2-4. They host Atlanta right now. That game going on north of here. And Denver, they are in the number 5 spot. Their record is 1-5.
And you know, a little subtle pressure. Kansas City keeps performing. San Diego knows they can't afford to slip. Then it's a 1-game lead. And then things get like that, you start getting a little nervous. And right now, the Chargers are playing out of character. And by getting the 2 field goals down in the deep territory penetration they've gotten, all they've really done is they've given the Broncos a ray of hope. And this is not a team, traditionally, if you've got them down, you better beat them, because they will come back late and beat you. I don't care what they've done this year. This team knows how to win late.
San Diego up by a pair of field goals. Binote at the 5, to the 10, 15. That's back at the 20, has a little opening, reverses his field, and he is then caught from behind by Eric Castle.
John Elway is going to come back, Charlie, and you got to think right now Jim Fossil, the coordinator, and Wade Phillips are going to say, guys, you got to run the ball. We're not going to be testing John's arm real quick here. You don't expect John to go down the field deep with a throw just to prove he can do it. He needs a running attack to keep from taking the beating he's taken on a couple of those sacks.
San Diego's defense, they have shut down Denver. Denver has had 10 plays on offense, and 5 of the 10, half of them, have resulted in negative yards. They'll start from the 35. Elway, quick drop, fires far side, pass is complete to Anthony Miller. That is his second reception of the ball game. He's going to pick up 7 or 8. Now, he has had a problem in Denver with this offense. What's the reason for it?
He really has. I mean, he was in an offense before here in San Diego where you could maximum protect, take advantage of some talented wide receivers, and say, look, guys, get open, go down the field. This offense, you have got to run to specific spots. The bottom line on Anthony Miller not being productive so far in Denver, Anthony Miller has not been in the right spots for John Elway to throw him the ball.
Derek Clark and Leonard Russell are the running backs. And here is Russell. And he is bent back. He will not pick up the first down. The 2 tons of fun, Sean Lee and Reuben Davis at 300 and 320 plus were there to stop him.
Yeah, 320-ish. Sean Lee is the svelte one there at number 98 at only 300 pounds. You see Reuben Davis, he is a day's work. And look at the brace on Reuben Davis's left arm. He dislocated his left arm early in the season. He's playing with this, and I think emotionally and personality-wise, that may be the best addition the Chargers made this year.
3rd down and 1. Rivers to the right side, ball comes loose. San Diego says they have it, and they do. Junior Seau.
Yeah, what a shot. Junior Seau comes up with the ball. And a great job. Bill Arnsbarger and Willie Shaw here on the defense of San Diego love to teach on a daily basis. You strip the ball. You find a way to get your hand on the ball and you break it loose with an arm, with a helmet, whatever's possible. Great example, the ball being stripped away from the back. Ball goes on the ground, and give the credit to David Griggs, who did a nice job of getting that ball loose.
San Diego, the Denver 44-yard line. Chargers up 6-0. Here's the blitz coming. It's cut off. Natron Means left side. He's going to go to the 41-yard line. You pick up about 3. That'll be it. Dan Williams, the defensive tackle, stops him around the 41-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 7.
We're talking a little about going to the air early and getting out of personality for San Diego. Give a little bit of credit to the defense and Wade Phillips and Charlie Waters have here in Denver in that they are able, in this case, to go 7-8 guys on the line of scrimmage. What they're telling Natron Means and Stan Humphries, look, you're not going to run it on us. We're going to blitz our safeties. We're going to use them as run defenders. You're going to have to beat us throwing the ball.
And here is Natron. And he goes to the 40-yard line. So he picks up only a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6 as Ted Washington, who has the interception early in the ballgame. The only turnover for the Broncos. The margin to San Diego's side. They have a pair of fumble recoveries. Denver has the interception. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
Well, Charlie, you don't know when it's going to happen, but you know it's going to happen. Natron Means is going to have a collision with Steve Atwater or Dennis Smith or both.
That's right.
It might take both of them to do it.
And if you thought the cannon was loud, wait till you hear that explosion.
Keep an eye on Ronnie Harmon in this 3rd down situation.
Deep to the far side, it is Mark Say. He has it, and he has the 1st down at the 32-yard line. He needed 6, and he got 8.
You know, Sean Jefferson's a receiver that scares people with his speed. Mark Say is more of your kind of, pick and shovel guy. You need a big catch. You need that catch over the middle. You got to have the 1st down. That's what he's become to Stan Humphries, kind of the security blanket that Shannon Sharpe is to John Elway. That's who he looks to for a receiver on 3rd down. As a back, it's Ronnie Harmon. Receiver, Mark Say.
Blitz coming up the middle. Flag is down. Free play. Pass is complete to Tony Martin. He reverses, has the 1st down if the play stands up. Ray Crockett makes the tackle for the Broncos. And now the referee, Dick Hantak, will sort it all out for us.
Offside. Defense, number 27, decline. 1st down.
Well, we're talking about, Charlie, the 7- and 8-man fronts. Watch the blitz being showed by Atwater and Mecklenburg coming from the right side there. You see that little dance step hopping around. Your timing gets a little off. We saw Ronnie Lott last week from the New York Jets do that perfectly and time that against Drew Bledsoe. The timing was just a split second off, but don't look for Denver to stop doing that. They've got to blitz to stop this offense.
We'll take the countdown to the end of the first quarter. The first
This
one
is the end of
is
the
in the
first
book.
quarter.
The Chargers lead it 6-0. Back in a moment. In the first quarter, San Diego 8 carries, 78 yards rushing. Denver 8 carries, -1 yard rushing. But here I expect to see San Diego back to their old personality.
If the Denver defense doesn't dictate pass, look for Natron Means just smashing him in the face.
And here is Natron, and he is pulled down by Ted Washington. And how are they dictating? What is Denver dictating, or what are they trying to take away from San Diego?
Well, they're dictating basically with walking up their linebacker, Carl Mecklenburg, and mixing in some safety blitzes, which Stan Humphries basically has no choice, especially with interior runs, to say we gotta audibilize. You don't audibilize from an inside run to an outside run. You'll audibilize from an inside run to a pass.
These are the rushing yards that we were just talking about. There it is graphically for you. As Humphries comes back to throw, in zone, and it is incomplete. He was trying to find Sean Jefferson. Sean could not shake loose from double coverage. And Stan ran out of time. It'll be 3rd down and 9. And don't forget the weapon that the Chargers have, and we've seen him already twice, and that's John Carney. 2 for 2 in the ball. He's having an awesome year once again.
You know, as a coach and as an offensive player, you really don't want to feature your kicker. You know, you don't want to be kicking field goals against teams that have quick strike ability like the Broncos. You got to get 6s.
But you're happy to have him when he's there. It is dropped by Mark Say right in his hands, and it popped out.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if I'm on the San Diego Chargers sideline and I'm a defensive player, I'm getting everybody together and I'm saying, boys, we better play a heck of a game today because this offense is just off. The throws are just a little wide. The balls are being dropped. You're using your best 3rd down receiver right now as a decoy. It's a combination of bad execution by the San Diego defense and good guessing by the Denver defense.
John Carney, 37-yard field goal attempt. And it is good. And he is 3 for 3 in the ball game. And the Chargers move up 9-0. Back with the kickoff in a moment. Yesterday we talked with Stan Humphries. He was concerned about the ball club.
Well, today on NFL Live, Jim Gray mentioned what we had heard from Stan Humphries about the fact he was a little concerned about the focus of the San Diego Chargers. Well, you know, Stan, I can tell you now that the offensive focus is blurry for the San Diego Chargers. It's kind of out of character. Denver's making them do things they don't really want to do. And when they get their shots, they're not doing it. They're not executing.
They're a little bit out of sync. All right, John Carney will kick it away. Butler Binote is the deep back. And he will let it roll past him into the end zone. They'll down it as he falls on it. It wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. It'll be a touchback. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Hey, rookie, it's a slight matter of the ball. It's that funny-looking brown thing that's rolling down the field. It's best to pick those up on kickoffs. Man, it always amazes me when returners do that.
The one that goes bouncing by you, that's the one we're talking about.
What are you thinking? Right about now, they're kidding? Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
All right, Denver.
John Elway's lucky he didn't fall on that ball there and pin him back to the goal line.
Elway opens from the shotgun, 20-yard line. And he brings Miller across in motion. It's Miller underneath the coverage, but only for a couple of yards. Junior Seau decks him.
Well, 2 people get whacked on this play. The one you saw with Miller reintroducing himself to Junior Seau, and also John Elway took a pretty good shot here at the end of the play as he gets off this pass. Just a little shot in the legs, little things. The more time John Elway spends on the ground, the better it is for your defense.
3rd reception of the ball game for Anthony Miller. 2nd down and 9. 4-man rush. Elway throws back underneath the coverage to Milburn. He's got the 1st down. Picks up 10 yards to the 31. Darian Gordon makes the tackle.
Well, it's been a series or so. I think we can pretty much declare that elbow problem Elway looked to have as kind of a non-factor because he is zipping the balls out in the flat like nobody does it like he does it. You know, people rave about the arm that young Drew Bledsoe has and that Myers got a strong arm and that Vinny Testaverde's got a strong arm. They're in another arm in the NFL and hasn't been for a long time like number 7.
It'll be a long time before we see his likes again. First down. Elway, lots of time. Good protection. Pass is complete this time. He goes to Shannon Sharpe. I ran into Shannon last night after a meeting as I came out of the hotel. He was concerned about the ankle more than the knee. He said the knee bothers him. He said, but at this stage, as he comes up limping, my whole body bothers me.
Well, you know, it was his right patella tendon he had a problem with in Friday. But he has had an ongoing problem in his ankle with bone chips. It's something they're going to have to go out and do the, you know, the 40,000-mile checkup with the clean and lube on to get some of that stuff out of there.
Yeah, he said surgery after the season. No question about that. It'll be second down and 4. And here's the pitch to Russell. Russell tries to get around the corner. He's going to get maybe a yard, and that is it. David Griggs cuts him down.
I tell you what, the San Diego defense is doing any time that the Denver Broncos try to run the ball so far is they are maintaining their lanes and their perspective to the ball. Watch the defenders for San Diego. No one's out of position. You always hear the term, well, gee, he's got the ball on his inside shoulder. Well, that means the defender or the guy with the ball is always outside of you, and every guy is using the sideline as a boundary and is pinning these runners.
Leonard Russell has 5 carries and no yards rushing. Elway from the shotgun. He comes to Miller, has the first down. Anthony out to the 45-yard line, needed 3. And he picked up, about 7 on the play. Darren Carrington and Junior Seau on the tackle.
And the way we've seen Anthony Miller used so far today is the best example of the difference in offenses between San Diego's last year with Miller and what he's in here at Denver. He's got 4 catches for 24 yards. They've all been short, possession, get the ball, try to make something happen after you catch it type things. We haven't seen Anthony Miller going down the field. This is common and a very big sign here in San Diego for a long time.
San Diego leads 9-0. Shannon Sharpe back in the ballgame. The Chargers with 3 field goals. Elway fires, knocked away. Good defensive play by Junior Seau. He was on his knee, and he reached out and grabbed it. If Junior could just get involved in the game and bring some excitement. He enjoys playing, doesn't he?
He really does. I mean, he says his biggest fear is being an average player. Well, you know, that's like living somewhere where it never gets dark and saying you're afraid of the dark and you're afraid of the monsters at night in the dark closet. There are no dark closets for Junior Seau. He is not ever going to be average in anything, I don't think.
John Perella in a defensive tackle as Sean Lee takes a breather. And here is Russell, and he still has no yards rushing. This time it is Junior Seau along with Perella making the tackle.
Well, Junior Seau gets licensed a lot of the times to kind of freelance. Watch him start here and just flow real quick and shut this play off. This is not, you know, gee, I've got the C-gap way outside responsibility. That's Seau just being a great athlete, shutting it off outside and relying on the defense to really do their job inside. And like you say, Charlie, the poor guy's got to get pumped. He's got to get into this thing.
Reggie White checks into the defensive line. It is 3rd down and 10. Elway from the shotgun, pressure from the outside. Fires, it is Miller inside the 40. Cut down to the 37-yard line. Miller has become the big play receiver. 17 yards for Anthony. And Reggie White finally stops at first down. They convert on 3rd and 10.
Well, Miller's really at this point becoming the play receiver. He's getting him the ball. He's making little things happen at a time. He's getting first downs. And he's setting things up. If you worry about Anthony Miller in front of you, you're forgetting about the biggest threat, and that's Anthony Miller behind you.
37-yard line, first down. Chargers up 9-0, 3 field goals. Here's Russell to the right, still no yards rushing. Jimmy, that was Derek Clark, and he's cut down by David Griggs. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, he's going to have to sue some people here for lack of support because he's going to have a big O for as you see the line trying to do things. Brian Habib's trying to get out and make something happen. Junior Seau breaks that whole thing up by penetration. I mean, right now, this defense between Griggs and Seau and the 2 tons of funds guys up front with Lee and Davis are just disrupting the running game. Not disrupting it, they're eliminating.
8.5 minutes, time remaining, second quarter. Elway to throw. Has pressure, steps forward, steps up again, he runs for it, and takes the slide. What did John say yesterday? He said, I'm too old to run.
Well, the key thing there, too, is John Elway had the presence of mind to go into his slide at the right time. Watch him step up. He does this better than anybody else. You talk about a scrambling quarterback. It's kind of a shuffling quarterback. Most scramblers go outside. John Elway looks to go inside, and you see when he goes into the slide, they're going to mark that knee right where the first down was. Now watch Sterling Sharp as he started running.
Whoa,
Shannon Sharp. That's a wasted opportunity there.
But John was busy at the time, I think. Right, here's Derek Clark.
Well, that's one of those things that leads to a receiver coming back to the huddle and going, hey, I was open. You know,
and John says, good.
You know, Shannon goes, yeah. Shannon says, I'm open. Elway says, good. Do it again.
Do it again. He said, it's easy to do it once. See if you can do it twice.
Yeah, do it when I see you. Do it when I don't have 1,200 pounds chasing me.
Sean Lee and Ruben Davis, the 2 tons of fun, the defensive tackles back in the ballgame. Sean Lee said, we're fat. Now, Leslie O'Neal, he claims just to be chubby. He said, but we're fat. 2nd and 5. Elway, quick drop, pass is complete, far side. Again, Anthony Miller close to the first down. And we have a flag coming, maybe a face mask.
Yeah, Junior Seau got that hand out there, and it looked like, you know, getting the old hand in the cookie jar trick about your mom catching you. Just put it out there, tug the face mask a little bit, I think. Watch what happens here on this play as Elway makes the effort to get the ball out to one side. There's Shannon Sharp just kind of in the dump. Here we go with Russell.
Testing.
What happens with Russell? He says, I'm open. It's a slant. Another guy. You're not open. I'm sorry. You can't blame the quarterback. You're not open. Complain all you want.
With the penalty, the ball goes to the 12-yard line of San Diego. Denver has a first down. Sharp comes across in motion. Elway to throw. Now he's going to scramble, and he is pulled down. Chris Mims got a hold of an arm and pulled him down.
The amazing thing, Charlie, about John Elway and how he scrambles and how he moves is you go into the game as a defensive lineman, defensive tackle, you know you've got to keep him in front of you. You got to pressure him straight up the field. You can't let the creases develop where he can step up. What happens? You rush him, you're getting in his face, he steps up anyway. I mean, the guy is amazing. His feel, he likes to go a little bit better to his right than his left, but he'll just step up rather than spin out and go wide.
2nd down, 8-yard line. Pass is incomplete. He got some pressure from Rayleigh Johnson, and he was running out of options, and he looked to Leonard Russell in the left flap, and it is incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 6. One of the things that Elway is doing, you alluded to this earlier, is the fact that he is keeping the other quarterback, San Diego's offense, off the field. Something that they wanted to do, which is, in a way, uncharacteristic for Denver. They want to be there and get in the end zone in a hurry.
Well, it is kind of different to hear John Elway talk about keeping a Stan Humphries off the field, but Elway realizes the problem in Denver has been the same problem for a lot of years. The defense is the problem. It's not John Elway in the offense.
Elway, timeout. He was running out of time on the play clock.
Timeout.
That is the first timeout for Denver. They have 2 remaining.
Chargers
have 2 remaining. We'll be back in a moment.
Think what you'll save.
Denver offensively has had possession almost 8.5 minutes on this drive.
Well, you look down the San Diego sideline, and Humphries is trying to get his arm warmed up again. It's been so long. John Elway, mission accomplished. You've kept Stan off the field. Now the bottom line for quarterback, get your guys in the end zone with the ball.
Third down and 6, 8-yard line. Elway up the middle is going to scramble for it. He stretches, tries to pick up the first down. Remember, that was third down and 6, and he may come up a little bit shy of the first down. Junior Seau stops him. He was trying to get to the 2-yard line for the first down. And the chains come out.
I think this is just going to be just short. And, you know, do you kick it here? I don't know.
Half the length of the football.
I really think you go for it in this situation.
Go for the touchdown?
Yeah, you really do. Your
your
defense is playing extremely well against a San Diego offense that's misfiring. You get the ball in your offense's hand, and John Elway, perfect situation for a big physical quarterback to sneak the ball. You only need about 6 inches.
Fourth down. Russell.
Touchdown for Denver. Great call going off the left side where a lead block and that entire left side just collapses the San Diego defense. I think the San Diego defense was looking for something inside, but looking for a little sneak or a middle power blast. And what a great call by Wade Phillips and his staff.
So Denver with their first 6 points of the ballgame, now to pull within 2. Jason Elam will attempt the point after, and it is good. 80 yards on the drive, 16 plays, 8 minutes and 49 seconds, and here is the payoff.
Watch the blocking, watch the penetration by the offense. Junior Seau over the top. Sorry. Denver takes advantage of a big opportunity in the red zone. Watch 2 people. Reggie Rivers, lead blocker, Jerry Evans, tight end, right there in the job they do setting this play up. The whole offensive line does a nice job of piling things out with Zimmerman and company, but that was really an excellent job by the tight end blocking, and a lead block by Reggie Rivers just softening up that side.
And here is the scoring drive, and notice the time, 8 minutes and 49 seconds off of the clock. Exactly what you were talking about, Randy. Andre Coleman is the deep back. Jason Elam kicking off for the Denver Broncos. And here is Coleman to the 15, the 20, the 25, and he'll lean to about the 22-yard line. A pair of flags come floating in. That's only the 3rd time in the ballgame that we have seen flags on the playing field, and we have 5 minutes. That is the time remaining in the first half. And San Diego's 9-0 lead has been cut to 9-7. It will be a holding call against the Chargers on the return.
And if your offense is out of sync and having a problem, Charlie, what you really don't want to have happen to you is get your offense pinned back even further where they got to run it and have to throw safe passes.
San Diego first down, their own 17-yard line. Denver defense trying to take Natron Means out of the ballgame. They've held him to 39 yards rushing. And here he is again, and he will go to the 21-yard line. So he'll pick up 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as Mecklenburg and Atwater team up on the tackle.
You know, before we came back there, they were running a promo for Joe Gibbs and the NFL Live, talking about those confrontational situations that come up between coaches and quarterbacks. I can't wait to hear Joe Gibbs and Mike Ditka's spin on how you deal with a quarterback that gets in your face.
They have both faced that situation. All right, 2nd down and 7. And here is Means. And his momentum is going to carry him to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was Natron being Natron. The offensive line didn't do an exceptional job of softening up the Denver defense, but you cannot take edges on Natron Means. And by that I mean you have got to get him by the front numbers. You see 20 coming at you, you got to hit the 2 and the O. Don't go to the edges, because if you get edges and squirts like this, look at it, it's a right edge, it's a left edge, you're not going to stop this guy.
3rd down and 2. And here's Natron again, and he may not make it. So the Broncos, this time led by Dronette, stopping Natron means exactly what you were talking about. They want to take him out of the game plan. They want to say, San Diego, you have to beat us through the air.
Well, what they did right there was that was just pure penetration, Charlie. They got into the backfield of the San Diego Chargers. They're about 2 feet off the ground and 2 yards, it seems, into the end zone. You see Natron Means signaling to the sideline like, I'm not coming out, I'm not going anywhere, but watch the penetration. Here it comes from the backside. And I mean, that's what you want to do defensively. You hold your line on the front side and you want to get that penetration from the back. And you see the Chargers just a little bit short. The Chargers want to go for it, Charlie. You don't go for it. I don't care how confident and young you are when you're on your own 26-yard line.
No, that's a lot different than going into the other end.
Yeah, it's easy to say when you're a player. I think coaches tend to hesitate a bit on that.
So Brian Wagner will be kicking. First kick of the ball game. Glenn Milburn is the return man. And we have flags and whistles. So they'll stop the play. And the call will go against the Chargers. That will cost them 5.
False start, number 29. 5-yard penalty. What?
Darren Carrington got an early jump. It is a very warm, muggy afternoon in San Diego, and there is absolutely no wind at all. And we haven't had any all day, have we?
It really haven't. It's an imperative here to get a high-hanging kick to Milburn. Milburn, though he's had some problems in the past handling footballs, especially on punts, this guy can run back kicks. He goes 20 yards with a return in a burp. I mean, he's just gone.
So Wagner is set to kick to Milburn.
In case you're curious, Charlie, a burp's about 2 blinks.
And a blink is... almost blocked. May have gotten a piece of it. And a flag is down. His contact is made with the kicker. The ball is down at about the 50-yard line by Darren Carrington. But we have a flag. Now remember, that was 4th and 6. And it's going to be running into, so it will be 4th and 1.
There's nothing malicious, there's nothing intentional about this. This is just effort coming off a block. Actually, you see spinning off from the backside was Ronnie Bradford. Watch what happens. He's spinning off a block by Eric Castle, and he happens to roll in and kind of leg whip the kicker. Kickers need to be hit once in a while. Doesn't hurt them. You know, even NBC's Paul McGuire got snapped a few times down around the legs when he was punting.
That punt was good for only 29 yards. It'll be 4th down and 1 following the penalty, and Wagner will do it again. And he gets off a good one.
That's the one we talked about. It's got to hang.
Milburn at the 25. About 6 yards on the return. That was a great kick, 49 yards with excellent hang time. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents an exciting doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Most of you will see the rematch of last year's AFC Championship game as Joe Montana and the Kansas City Chiefs take on Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Most of you to see Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. They'll take on Drew Bledsoe and the New England Patriots. Some of you to see Junior Seau and these Chargers playing host to the Seahawks. And others, John Elway and the Broncos, they'll be hosting the Cleveland Browns. Also, there's additional regional action.
Between Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami, New England, you're going to see offense, more offense, and a lot of balls in the air.
Just over 3 minutes left to go in the first half. A little shovel pass to Milburn. That's going to lose a yard back to the 30 as Reuben Davis was simply waiting for him. 2nd down and 11.
You know, John Elway in the Denver offense at this point can try to take some shots with little plays like that and be fairly conservative, because I think mission accomplished so far in the first half. They've kept the ball for long periods of time, and right now they've hung close at 9-7 to a Charger team that's had plenty of opportunities and no execution.
Second and 11. Pressure up the middle. Ricochet, it is intercepted. Darren Carrington to the 20. Inside the 15, 13-yard line. And John Elway makes the tackle, a 35-yard return. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver. It caromed off of his hands. The ball is at the 13-yard line.
And just clear and simple, it is an opportunity lost by John Elway and the offense of the Broncos. Right into Anthony Miller's hands, into his face, up in the air, and then Carrington brings it down. So far today, the Chargers offense has not been able to take advantage of this kind of field position and execution in the red zone.
Natron Means, right side, 10-yard line. Slides to the outside and is cut down at about the 8 by Ben Smith. Alfred Papuno, leading blocker, pushing and shoving. Flags are flying.
Ben Smith got a little irate there. Something about Natron Means took a swing at him. I think that was the reason for that foul. I mean, that is losing your cool at a bad time.
Chargers are leading in the ballgame 9-7. Let's see what happens.
Watch the very end here. A little twist of the leg, flip up the feet. Well, that's the first blow. That by Ben Smith is the second one, and I'll bet money it's the guy reacting. And it looks like it's going against Natron. So they're saying Ben Smith was defending himself. I don't know. Natron, if you're going to get a penalty for an elbow, you might as well get your money's worth, because that was a pretty weak elbow.
That seemed like a classic offsetting penalty. We should have had, but did not.
Well, it's
so a break for Denver. The ball goes back out to the 23.
Not to mention that joke last week between Deion Sanders and Andre Rison. I mean, Don King has booked fights shorter than that.
Referee coming to the near side to explain this to Bobby Ross.
I mean, the real explanation here is, Coach, you got any questions? What happened? Your guy's guilty. Oh, okay.
And that was after the play was blown dead, so the down counts. And it's now second down.
Another example of that execution problem. You know, San Diego came out doing what they do best, and that's blast at you with Natron Means, and they messed that up.
Second down and 20. Humphreys, good protection. Pass is complete near side. Sean Jefferson. He was hit at the 18, pushed back to the 23. They will spot the ball at the 18-yard line, so it'll go for 5. It'll be third down and 15 when we come back. 2-minute warning issued to both benches as we step aside. Don't go away. Third down and 15. A lot of time remaining in the first half. Both ball clubs with 2 timeouts remaining. Ronnie Harmon in the backfield. Sean Jefferson comes across in motion. Humphreys over the middle. It is intercepted. Denver has the ball as Ray Crockett has the interception. Harmon may have been the intended receiver. Second interception for the Broncos. Ted Washington picked up the first one, and Denver has the ball, lots of time, and 2 timeouts remaining.
But they definitely do, and that's because Stan Humphreys and the San Diego Chargers misfire again in the red zone. Watch Crockett trailing right here. Trail, make your jump. An excellent job there, just in anticipation by Crockett. Humphreys looks like he never even sees him, but he throws it right into his chest. And if I'm Bobby Ross and the San Diego coaches right now, I'm real worried about my offense and the fact that John Elway's got 147 and 2 timeouts.
Denver trailing by 2. They'll start from their own 12-yard line. And they start on the ground with Leonard Russell, and he is still being shut down. This time it was Leslie O'Neal who got it.
Well, maybe now that Leonard's in minus yards, he'll start getting the point that maybe running the ball isn't the way to attack this defense. You know, John Elway has not attempted a pass so far today over 10 yards. He's got 14 attempts. Has not thrown a ball over 10 yards so far. That's not how you move the ball down the field in 2 minutes. You're not going to do it running the ball. Get Shannon Sharpe involved and get Anthony Miller back involved after that big tip.
And Denver taking an inordinate amount of time. They're kind of strolling through the Sunday afternoon. Russell, by the way, has carried the ball 8 times, has 2 yards rushing, and he gets a call again.
Remember what I said last possession, that it's mission accomplished for the Denver Broncos. They've had 3 red zone possessions that ended up in 3 field goals.
Second charge, timeout.
They've had another one that ends up in an interception. Give me a break. They're happy.
58 seconds now, time remaining. You are right. Mission accomplished. Stay with us at halftime. Domino's Pizza coming up at halftime. Carlton Hasselrig will be featured. And of course, we'll also be featuring a second half. This is going to be an interesting afternoon here at Jack Murphy Stadium.
If you'd have said going into this game at the end of the half, you had both teams with less than 100 yards passing each, you'd say no way. Very conservative on one side, bad execution for the Chargers.
And here is Leonard Russell. And he is going to lose a yard. Chris Mims makes the tackle. And San Diego wants to stop the clock. With 53 seconds remaining, it will be 4th down. San Diego now out of timeout. So the Chargers will have one more opportunity on offense, but their offense truly has been sputtering all afternoon.
Well, they're getting stuffed running-wise, and you really got to say a pretty poor clock management and situation for the Denver Broncos to be giving the ball back in this situation here to the San Diego Chargers. They're backed up. The punt's going to have to get at least 40 yards to get the Chargers into reasonable position where you can hold them on defense. That was a big possession, because now the advantage goes over to Humphries and Bobby Ross. They have got a situation. They have no timeouts left, but they're going to have about 45 seconds on the clock when they get the ball back.
They can control their own fate, and they have John Carney with the possibility of still 3 more points. He is 3 for 3 in the ball game. Darian Gordon is the return man. Tom Roy is the kicker. Gordon at the 48-yard line of San Diego. And again, a hot and muggy afternoon. There is no wind. Chargers with a return on. They did not put any pressure on the kicker. Take it to the 46. It is dropped. The ball is loose. A scramble for it, and San Diego has it. 44 yards on the kick. The Chargers breathe a sigh of relief, and they do have 43 seconds left.
And right now, it's not just the offense that's misfiring. Darian Gordon almost gives a great opportunity to the Denver Broncos. You know, how prophetic were Humphrey's statements really to us yesterday, though, Charlie, when he talked about the team being a little off and maybe not quite ready. The execution is off right now, and this team definitely looks flat on offense.
He told us he expected a very tough ball game, and he said, and he reiterated, he said, last year, remember, we did not take care of business at home. We've got to do it this year. Ronnie Harmon is in the offense as San Diego will start from their own 48-yard line, first down. 43 seconds left, no timeout. First half. Humphrey stumbles as he goes back, no contact, and then he is sacked. That is the first sack of the ball game for the Denver Broncos. And that is only the 6th time this year that Humphries has been sacked, and he stumbled into it.
Oh, that was by default. I mean, somewhere there's an offensive coach for the Chargers who said, oh, what else could go wrong?
That's right.
Well, your question just got answered.
Yes. Second down, and almost forever he goes to the far side, and going out of bounds to stop the clock and a flag. They'll tack it on to the end of the play as Ronnie Harmon pulls it in and then was shoved out of bounds. Meanwhile, Stan Humphries was really nailed, and he comes staggering to his feet like he is down for the 8 count. Look and see what happened to Stan.
Personal foul. Defense number 26. 15-yard penalty. First down. Hit was out of bounds.
There's the hit out of bounds.
Ben Smith, 5 yards out of bounds. Get a clue. That was dumb. No, that was stupid. You got away with a couple swings at Natron Means. You didn't get the personal foul earlier. No reason to do that. Now San Diego's one first down from reasonable John Carney field goal range.
25 seconds left, first half. Ball at the 37-yard line. Denver territory. Humphreys, good protection, comes back over the middle to Harmon. Flag is down. He looks for a block from Sean Jefferson. Then he goes out of bounds, almost hit again out of bounds, but there was a flag back at the 38-yard line. And according to Steve Atwater, it is against Denver, as you saw him grab his helmet.
Holding. Defense, number 23. Penalty is declined. First down.
And the ball is at the 20-yard line. Gain of 17. First down. Speaking of 17 seconds. Time remaining, first half.
Well, that penalty against Ronnie Bradford really becomes a non-issue. What becomes the issue in this situation is how wide open Ronnie Harmon was on that play. And the red zone is a classic place to get Harmon the ball in this offense.
Humphreys, it is knocked away.
It was intended for Harmon. They were trying to throw the ball over the middle to Ronnie Harmon.
Are you surprised they're going to him over the middle? They have no timeouts in 14 seconds. They have to hurry up and spike it.
I'm not surprised at all by what San Diego offense does at this point in the first half. I think they're taking advantage of some dumb moves on the defensive side right now, the Denver Broncos, by getting this field goal opportunity set up. But San Diego's offensive brain in general is just sort of, the left side runs the right side runs the left side. It's backwards. It's just the circuits are going the wrong way.
Humphreys has pressure, comes over the middle, pass is complete, flag is down. Tony Martin pulled in the reception. And we have a roughing the passer call. You got to say it, it's another dumb mistake by the Denver defense. They have simply given up too much yardage by their mistakes. And helmet to helmet as you go high, you cannot do that, Carl.
Personal foul.
You've been in the league 12 years, you know better.
Number 77, hitting with the crown of the helmet. First down.
I mean, as dumb as Ben Smith's move was out of bounds, there is a veteran right there that went with the old pro wrestling cocoa butt to the quarterback's head right there. Look at it, drop the helmet into the face. That has absolutely no place at any time, anywhere, from a common sense standpoint, especially when you're in this situation right here.
Denver 3 penalties the last 4 plays, none before that.
Without that penalty, the time runs out.
Oh, long time ago.
Yeah.
8-yard line, first down, goal to go, 9 seconds. Looping pass, corner, incomplete. Tony Martin, the intended receiver, now 5 seconds. They'll go with the field goal attempt here. So John Carney, who has hit from 22, 39, and 37 yards, will try to make it 4 in a row. Gail Gilbert is the holder. David Ben is the excellent snapper. This will be from the 15 and attempt at 25 yards.
If you told Wade Phillips San Diego would have the offense around the 10-yard line and in 5 times in the first half, and you'd only give up 12 points, he'd be ecstatic, I think.
Here is the kick, and it is good. From 25 yards away. And time runs out as the Denver Broncos simply hand the Chargers 3 more points. They lead at halftime 12-7. Now let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel. This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross. Welcome back to San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium as we start the second half, 12-7 ball game. Here's a look at the Coors Light halftime stats.
Let's just call it sloppy. Sloppy and poor. Denver has not executed very well. Defensively, they've given the Chargers some looks that have confused them and frustrated them at times, but really the key has been sloppy execution on both sides, especially by the Chargers with all their opportunities getting down in the red zone 5 times and coming away with 4 field goals.
And the fans here in San Diego, a couple of young ladies, husband wanted, must be a Charger fan. Yeah. Well, don't wish for it because here they are.
I'd be careful. You know what you always wanted? There it is. You know what's scary, though, is if you got a trial pending You turn the TV on, and that's your attorney. Yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. All right, second half underway. John Carney kicking on. Rinote on the return. Little stutter step. Nice move. 30, 35. Good return. Out across the 45. Near the 47 or 48-yard line where Lonnie Young makes a tackle 42 yards on the return.
Now that sets them within a couple of first downs to field goal range. Remember how many of these games that Broncos have had this year that have been settled by 3 points or less, it seems. But the big plays in the second half, as far as I'm concerned, that roughing the passer penalty that is going to happen. Ben Smith out of bounds. That's one. Roughing the quarterback by Mecklenburg with the cocoa butt to the head of Humphreys. That gave them 3 points. A team that loses by 3 can't give away 3.
And here is Elway throwing on the spin as Leslie O'Neal had a handful of jersey. And it's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, this is just an example, really. You've seen it over and over and over again of the strength of John Elway, because you're going to get a situation where they're trying to do a little chipping with Evans working right there, and Leslie O'Neal's got a hold of a big 215, 220-pound quarterback, and Elway can still flip it off with that off arm.
Second down and 10. Elway with a screen, sets the screen to Milburn. Milburn to the 45, cuts back 40-yard line, 38-yard line. First down, San Diego territory. Stanley Richard with the tackle and a gain of 14.
And when you're getting that smoke up front, you're getting a pass rush. A screen is a great call, and really the biggest and most important part of it is your offensive line. Watch Brian Habib right here, number 75, what he does as he gets out here in front of Milburn. Patience, you know, the old 1,001, 1,002. Where's my guy? Get my block. Got a good block on Carrington, and there's nobody after that.
Shannon Sharpe, injured knee, bad foot and all, is in the lineup for Denver. First down at the 38. Elway fires. Pass is complete, and it is pulled in by Shannon Sharpe. And he comes up limping just a little bit. He's going to be bothered by that ankle throughout this season. Gain of 11, first down. Lonnie Young chasing it.
You know, so often great running backs and great receivers do a little sandbagging, and that's in that, you know, they limp a little after the catch and they make you feel like, oh gee, I can't quite do it. But one thing Sterling Sharpe can do, even when he's a little hobbled, you see the push off, or Shannon Sharpe, you see the job he did pushing off right there as he was trying to make his break. When you're a little limping, a little push helps a lot.
Denver trails by 5. Little play action fake. Elway comes back over the middle underneath the coverage. It's Leonard Russell. And Russell goes to the 20. Let's see if they'll mark it inside the 20. He has scored the only touchdown of the ball game. Lonnie Young and Junior Seau with the tackle at the 20. It'll go for 7, second down and 3. David Griggs also had a piece of the action.
And with the complete lack of a running game so far for Denver, what we're seeing with the offense of John Elway now is using the pass as the run, the little dink passes, the little deliveries to your running backs over the middle and off to the side that are as good as any sweeper blast.
Leonard Russell and Reggie Rivers are the running backs. And here is Russell. He slips as he made his cut, still managed to pick up close to 5 yards. Rivers the lead block, Lonnie Young, David Griggs with the tackle.
And that's right in the heart of the Chargers defense we're the most proud of, with the defensive tackles of Ruben with Lee, and they got Ruben Davis, and you got Junior Seau trying to make a tackle, and Russell just runs right through Seau's arm tackle, and that was just a case of a lot more want to on the offensive side with the running back.
First down, 15-yard line. Elway in a solo shotgun. Stands in, fires, incomplete. Off of the hands of Derek Russell. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, this drive has 2 effects. I think one, it's a real confidence builder for John Elway and the Denver Bronco offense. They're moving the ball, they're being effective, and they're keeping Stan Humphreys and the San Diego offense off the field right now. And Humphrey in that offense for the San Diego Chargers has not been very successful, and time only compounds that the less you're on the field.
Russell and Rivers, the running backs. Play action fake. Going back to Russell in the flat down the sideline and out of bounds. They're going to mark him out just inside the 10. We'll call it the 9, so it'll go for about 6. David Griggs was there.
And it's a good job by Griggs of, the old defensive philosophy that the sideline is my friend. I have to worry about only inside because outside's out of bounds. Watch Griggs break down. See a little hesitation. He knows if he can force him to the sideline, there's nowhere else Russell can go.
Ball just outside the 9. 3rd down and 4. Russell, the remaining back. Elway in the shotgun. And Elway looks up. He saw 1 second on the play clock. Quickly calls timeout.
Denver.
That saves him 5 yards. He burns the timeout. We'll step aside. Back in a moment. This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. 11:29. Time remaining, 3rd quarter. Chargers lead it 12-7. Almost a feeling, though, that Denver leads the ball game, albeit they trail at this point. They face 3rd down and 4 at the 9.
This is 1-down territory. If you don't get your 1st down, you get your field goal. I don't care how close you get to the 1st down.
Russell back with Elway. No flag. Elway rolls, throws, has a man, pass is complete. He hits Russell. And he is down at the 6-yard line. Looks as if he's going to be, a foot, maybe half a yard shy of the 1st down. Remember, first half it was 4th down and a foot, and they went for it and scored the touchdown. Van Horst and Gordon with the tackle.
I think in this situation, you kick the field goal to go to 12-10. I don't know. I don't think you go for it here.
They're rushing him out, and there's 15 seconds.
Shannon Sharp was wide open on that last play, but he had to scramble right. Elway saying we're going to go for it. No, John, you don't go for it here. You get your 3 points. It's a real touchy-feely momentum thing.
Flags go flying.
God. Why you do that, I have no clue. I mean, San Diego's defense was absolutely not fooled by that kind of flying wing look with the kicker and holder on one side and the center and everybody else on the other. I mean, nobody was fooled there.
The penalty against the Broncos. It will be refused.
We have illegal shift on the offensive team. The offensive team was not set 1 prior, second to the snap. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
When you get in that formation, how do you know if you're not set or not? Look at everybody to the left just sort of shuffling around. You've got the offense coming in, the offense going left, defensive guys getting ready. Watch San Diego's defense react and start pointing. See that? The defenders are ready, the ball snapped, and the motion is still going. The offense was never set.
So San Diego takes over on downs at the 10-yard line, and here's Natron Means, right side. And so Denver now has given San Diego 6 points. They gave them 3 at the end of the first half, and they leave 3 off the board here, and you're just shaking your head.
I don't understand the risk and the gambles involved in doing a cutesy fake like that and going into that type of situation, which is so much timing oriented for the Denver Broncos. And there was obviously no coordination and timing involved in that play.
2nd down and 7. Humphries, little swing to Natron Means' right side. And he'll go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. So he'll be a yard shy of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Elijah Alexander bump him out at the 19. I'm still amazed also.
Well, if you go back to that play, the biggest problem for the Denver Broncos was it looked like the players didn't know if it was on or it wasn't on. Is it on? Are we doing it? No. Is it a fake? Are we kicking? What's going on? It looked like total confusion.
And also they were running, if they had have gone for the kick, they were beginning to run out of time on the play clock. 3rd down and 1.
You're making a big negative out of what could have been a wonderful positive of driving down at the beginning of the half and getting some points.
Humphries throws. Ronnie Harmon has it. 1st down, 1st out of bounds. Ronnie Branford pushing Harmon out of bounds. Ronnie this week a big favorite of all the ladies in the front office of the Chargers. He sent 18 of them, a dozen roses and an orchid. and just said thank you, Ronnie.
Well, the San Diego Chargers have to say thank you, Denver, after that fake like that. That was ridiculous. This puts a power offense in the position to take time off the clock and really reestablish their offense.
San Diego from the 25. Here's Natron Means. Shut up inside. Goes outside. And he just rambles. That's 240 pounds of Natron Means, the running back. Atwater finally stops him.
You know, you got to be tempted if you're trying to tackle this guy to kind of look for the handles, look for the soft spots, look for the jersey I can grab. You don't see people challenging physically Natron Means, and you know this is the danger of getting this offense in this situation. You got an offensive back like that at 245 that can shake and make a corner miss and can take down a safety.
First down at the 36-yard line, and here he is again. He'll add about 4 more to that total, so that is his 13th carry. He has rushed for 72 yards in this ball game to go with 120 last week and 125 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, don't be surprised on this drive if you see some very conservative, you know, almost Washington Redskins smash mouth kind of stuff that Bobby Beathard and Bobby Ross have brought to San Diego with this offense. Take the bad execution out of it. Take the drop passes out of it. Just put your running back and your line in the defense's face.
Eric Bieniemy comes in. Means comes out for a breather. And here is Bieniemy as he picks up a couple of yards to the 42. And remember Bieniemy in the first half on the drive that led to the field goal. And he picked up 36 yards down the sideline. That was the first scoring of the ball game.
Talk about a change of pace between Eric Bieniemy and Natron Means. You know, Bieniemy 5'7", about 205. Only gives up about 40 pounds to Means, and it's a guy that you can start to grab. And when you start to grab Eric Bieniemy, he's not always there when you finish that grab.
Third down and 3. The defense square is Ronnie Harmon. He comes across in motion, stops, comes back. Comes over the middle, going deep. Whistle sound all alone. Pulling in the pass was Alfred Papunu. But a flag dropped on the far side, and the play had been blown down.
12 start. Offense number 67 prior to the snap.
So
5-yard penalty, still
Stan
third
Brock
down.
got an early jump.
Please return the game clock to read 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Please set the game clock at 7 minutes and 17 seconds.
They'll spot the ball just outside the 37-yard line.
And a mistake like that by a veteran like Brock puts Stan Humphries and his coordinator Ralph Friedgen in a whole different play calling territory here when you're talking 3rd and 8. This means it's got to go at this point to a wide receiver.
Humphries being chased, step forward, throws under pressure. He gets away with pass incomplete. Harmon wants pass interference. It is not called. And Humphries was under siege when he threw that one.
Now watch Harmon coming out of the backfield. He's initially going to be a dump off. Now watch him adjust. Here's a case of a receiver adjusting to a quarterback in trouble. He's complaining he got a little bump. There was a little contact. There's no doubt that is not pass interference last year. But now that they're so picky about any kind of little contact, that could have been called.
Here's Wagner with the kick. He has pressure, gets a good one away. Milburn takes his steps out of bounds at the 18-yard line. 44 yards on the kick. We'll step aside, back in a moment.
I want to go back to that momentum killer, that fake field goal. Now watch a couple of things. Watch the confusion going on the left side of the ball. Are we going right? Are we going left? Is it on? Is it on? No, it's off. No, it's on. And watch the snap by the center, Dave Wydell. He doesn't go between his legs. He shovels it out left like a rugby scrum pitch. And that doesn't work in rugby.
Denver first down, 18-yard line. Elway to throw, back pedals, buys some more time. He looks, and now he decides just a slide. Well, he's going to pick up both 3 or 4 on the play. Junior Seau finally over to stop him.
Well, you notice one of the things John Elway did on that play is something that concerns defensive linemen and defensive coaches. They used to worry about John scrambling down the field. You notice him kind of slide along the line of scrimmage, just staying where he could possibly at the last second get one off. And it was only after he had no one to go that he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Russell, the remaining back. Elway's pass is complete to Anthony Miller. We've got a flag down. Darren Carrington is the man who made the hit for San Diego.
Number 83, Anthony Miller.
Anthony Miller with a lot of action the first half and then very quiet from a receiving end.
Face mask. Face mask, number 29, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now Carrington insists he didn't. Something about that left hand, Darren, that might have gotten in there and grabbed the face mask a bit. But John Elway is just shorting San Diego to death right now. It's like San Diego doesn't want to believe that Elway's going to throw this many short passes. He still has not gotten a completion for more than 11 yards.
Sean Lee and Reggie White are the defensive tackles. They'll try to put the pressure up the middle against Elway. First down, Denver, 33-yard line. Denver trails 12-7. 5:48 and counting time remaining third quarter. Elway now goes up top and overthrows everybody. I mean, he overthrows by about 12 yards. Anthony Miller was the closest receiver. But now he just shows the vertical game, so all of a sudden you have one more thing to think about.
Well, you know, if you're San Diego, you're not too worried about what's going on down the field for John Elway because your cornerbacks are playing some pretty good defense with Harper and Gordon, and that's why John Elway is having to settle for the little bits and the little bites because right now there is nothing downfield, and a long lob like that scares no one.
Second down and 10. Seau with the blitz. He has Elway with a snap and brings him down. Junior now with 5.5 sacks on the year.
Well, you're looking at one of the few defensive players in the league that is an impact player. There's plenty of impact offensive players, but when Seau says I'm going to blitz, you got to take him a lot more seriously than counting on a running back, Russell, stepping up to stop him. A running back is going to do a no-hitter on a Junior Seau. You got to put a lineman on 55.
Third and 16. Elway keeps 2 backs in the block. And he still has pressure. He gets it off, and it is incomplete. Milburn could not come up with it. It is a little high. He goes up for it, couldn't find it, and Seau celebrates. It was Ray Lee Johnson putting the pressure on John Elway. And Elway is limping.
And Bill Arnsbarger and the defensive staff are saying we are going to attack John Elway every way we can. We're going to get him with the linemen. We're going to bring linebackers. We're going to bring safeties. And if you get a clean shot, if you get a chance to hit John Elway, you take it.
Chris Mims and Lonnie Young with pressure that forced him out of the pocket. Ray Lee Johnson got him. Here's the kick. Not a very good one. Gordon moves up, and he'll stay away from it. And it may have touched him. He was dancing by it. Denver says it touched him. It did not. So San Diego almost another mistake. 37 yards on the kick. We've seen a little bit of everything. Still a lot of time remaining. 4:56 in the third. Back in a moment.
Well, the Chargers almost had another mental vapor lock. Darian Gordon, when you're on a punt and that ball is going to be on the ground, get away. The word's fire. Get away from the ball.
San Diego first down, their own 35-yard line. Here's Natron Means. And he'll spin for about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. The Denver defense, much maligned after the Kansas City ball game, have done an outstanding job shutting down the running attack of San Diego.
Well, what they've done too is they got lucky early. They haven't done anything particularly strong early where they gave San Diego some big plays they couldn't take advantage of, and San Diego has flat out not come back to the stuff that they had wide open early.
2nd down and 7. Humphries throws. Perpunu drops it. Alfred Perpunu in motion coming out of the backfield. It'll be 3rd down and 7. What do you feel they ought to be going back to?
I really think you've got to get those wide receivers involved with the San Diego Chargers with Say and Tony Martin, and you've got to get Sean Jefferson involved. We saw Sean Jefferson early in the game catch what looked like was going to be a touchdown. Humphries couldn't get him the ball early enough, but you know, Humphries has gotten multiple drops out of that 9 of 21 there.
And he's only thrown for 72 yards.
Yeah, well, this isn't an offense that's going to generate a lot of air yards. This is an offense that's going to have a lot of balance.
3rd and 7. He comes underneath the coverage, pass is complete to Harmon, and he has dropped a nice play by Ray Crockett. And a little jawing going on, as always.
Well, you talk about offensive balance between running and passing, and on a 3rd down, you would want to expect that your receivers are going to get past the 1st down yard marker before you're going to get the ball. A great job by Crockett of mirroring Ronnie Harmon, but they're trying to balance an egg for the San Diego's offense.
4th and 5 here is the kick. There's pressure again. Good kick. Milburn backpedals to the 8-yard line, slips the tackle. He's to the 15, has the corner, 25, 30 up the sideline. And then rolling underneath him is the kicker, Brian Wagner. An outstanding return of 44 yards following a 52-yard kick. Denver trails. They have excellent field position.
All the coverage for the San Diego Chargers coming this way. Watch Milburn, quick sidestep, and then to the sidelines. Good job of the special teams execution right here, because the coverage for the San Diego Chargers is moving straight up the field. And Glenn Milburn just sort of goes where they aren't.
The ball at the San Diego 48-yard line. John Elway comes limping out to the huddle. Glenn Milburn is the remaining back in the set. Elway hands to Milburn. Little stutter step. He looks for the corner. He's going to pick up about 7 yards on the play. Darian Gordon makes the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great play by Glenn Milburn of sort of feeling the defense, feeling his blocking, and keeping Sales lined up over the left guard. See him coming backside 55. Milburn kind of went to go there, went no. Don't want to go in there to 55. He bounced it out away from him.
Dave Weidel, the Denver center, said, "We're not going to stop Junior Seau, but we'll try and contain him if we can." And Milburn will try it again, but this time San Diego is there. They'll lose a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Chris Mims and Rodney Harrison were there for the Chargers. Are you surprised that Elway has not gone for the end zone? I thought he'd come out firing it.
With that momentum off that punt return like that, and you've got the ball in this field position, I was very surprised he didn't take a shot down the field.
3rd down and 5.
Now here's where you got to get the ball to Shannon Sharpe for a 1st down and then maybe take a big shot.
Elway stands in. He goes deep. Has a man. It's there. 5-yard line. Touchdown. Shannon Sharpe. 43 yards. And Denver has the lead by 1 extra point to come.
I tell you, you're going to appreciate what kind of a play that was, because there was a whole lot of fishing going on here. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm not really the receiver. John Elway never took his eyes off Shannon Sharpe. Starts out running about a 3/4 speed pattern, bursts into the open, and Elway just lays that ball. Shannon and John Elway can limp all they want. They were in perfect timing right there. It was because they're both limping.
They were limping together. Here is the extra point attempt, and it is good by Jason Elam. And Denver leads by 2. Broncos 14, Chargers 12. Back with a kickoff. 2:12 time remaining, third quarter. Denver leads. First time in the ball game. Here's a little squib kick that goes up the middle, and it will go out of bounds, and that's a costly mistake. It will come out to the 40-yard line. On that penalty,
Free kick out of bounds. By rule, the ball is placed 30 yards from the kickoff.
and those
First
30
down.
yards from the 30-yard to the 40-yard line of San Diego, they'll start at their own 40.
Watch Shannon Sharpe. He'll come from the left side of your screen. Elway sees him here. He's holding it, and he lets him get out ahead. And that was just a critical play. And the ability to hold the ball until he got by Stanley Richard is what made that play. The protection. And Shannon Sharpe, 4 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. All Denver's done is make a lot of mistakes and hung in long enough now to get themselves a 2-point lead.
First down, San Diego has Ronnie Harmon in the backfield on first down. And he's the ball carrier. And there's nothing there. The Bronco defense has very successfully taken the running game away from San Diego.
And if you're going to run the ball and you want to establish something, if you're San Diego, you're not going to establish it with Ronnie Harmon. You're going to establish it with Natron Means on first down, because obviously the defense of Denver has adjusted very well to seeing Ronnie Harmon in the backfield other than on third down situations.
Ronnie Bradford and Randy Fuller check into the secondary for Denver. Second down and 9. Humphries, a little swing right side to Harmon, and he goes out of bounds, riding out on the shoulder of Ben Smith.
Tackle by number 26, Ben Smith.
Spotted at the 45. It's third down and 5.
Ronnie Harmon, a favorite, talk about those security blanket kind of receivers. A guy that Stan Humphries always knows where he is. And let me jump into your arms, Ben Smith. That surprises the defender. You're not going to try to run over him? No, just jump into your arms.
Ronnie Harmon now is split wide to the near side. Now he moves back in. Third down and 5. He's the key third down receiver. Jefferson comes in motion. Humphries goes deep far side, and he overthrows the intended receiver. That's Mark Say. He had a step on the defender, and he flat missed him. It'll be fourth down.
You see the frustration on Stan Humphries' face, and he just has not been able to get the ball to his receivers. I mean, you're talking about, 3 passes for 25 yards to receivers. Anthony Miller, the former Charger, 7 catches today for 51 yards.
Brian Wagner will be kicking to Glenn Milburn. Pressure, he gets it away. Milburn back to the 5, back to the 3-yard line. He's to the 5, tries the left corner, gets around the corner, up to the 20, and then bumped out of bounds. Pretty good return. 51 yards on the kick by Wagner. Stanley Richard finally got him after a 20-yard return. Next Saturday, the tradition of Notre Dame football continues on NBC. Lou Holtz and his Fighting Irish will take on the midshipmen from Navy. That's Navy, Notre Dame, next Saturday, 1:30 Eastern Time here on NBC. All right, 56 seconds. That is the time remaining in San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium, third quarter. Denver leads San Diego by 2, 14-12. San Diego has 4 field goals. Denver has 2 touchdowns. Sean Lee and Reuben Davis, defensive tackles, back in the ball game, and Elway comes out throwing. Leslie O'Neal with the pressure. Flag is down. They were going to Russell on a screen to the left side. O'Neal right on top of Elway. Stanley Richard was there for the Chargers. Now we'll check out the flag.
Holding. Offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty.
That's
Repeat
Dave
the down.
Wydell.
First down.
The offensive center.
And, on a screen pass, offensive linemen are taught to hit, and 79's the center. Wydell, watch what he does. Say out, a little grab, and watch him throw him down. See that? Oh, you're supposed to get rid of your guy, but not quite like that. That's not bad execution for an offensive lineman, to be honest, Charlie. That's just getting caught.
First down and 20. Here's Russell on the draw. And he's out to the 19, maybe the 20-yard line. Will give him 7. It'll be second down and 13. Lonnie Young with a tackle for San Diego.
And number 29, Aaron Carrington.
And this game has a very different feel and kind of emotion to it right now, because you're looking at an offense in Denver as you see Shannon Sharpe come back into the game. The offense at Denver is not taking big chances. They're not making big mistakes. They're being very conservative because they know the offense on the other side of the field is way out of sync.
That's the time remaining in the third quarter. 2nd and 13, Elway to throw. Steps away from the pressure. Comes to Russell. Russell to the 22. Leans, slips the tackle, still spinning. Good continuing effort by Leonard Russell as we come to the end of the third quarter. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Denver leads 14-12.
This is the conclusion of the third quarter.
This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross. We start the fourth quarter. Denver leads by 2. Denver this year, their record is 1-5. San Diego has the only perfect record in the National Football League, 6-0. Elway underneath the coverage to Shannon Sharpe out to the 31-yard line. That should be a yard, maybe a yard and a half short of the first down, and the kicking team will come in. Junior Seau was there for San Diego, and Tom Rowan will come in to punt.
Well, Junior Seau is trying to get the crowd pumped. He's trying to get the defense pumped. Maybe he should go over to the offense and try to get them pumped, because right now, you know, the only undefeated team in the NFL is looking extremely average, especially on offense.
And Denver, with all of their mistakes that they have made in the ballgame, and they have made a handful, they lead by 2, 14-12.
Look at the points. It's 14-12, Charlie. They should have had 3 points on that field goal. They did the old rusty swinging gate and didn't get any points. They gave San Diego 3 points at the end of the first half. I mean, they've gone out of their way to give San Diego a substantial lead, and San Diego hasn't been able to do anything with it.
And Denver has come back from all their misadventures. Excellent kick as Gordon moves back and takes it at the 5-yard line. Slips the tackle, and he has about 9 yards on the return to the 19-yard line. 57 yards on the kick by Tom Rowan, as the Chargers will open their offense in the fourth quarter now with 14 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ballgame.
And here's the situation. That man right there, Stan Humphries, has got to go in this huddle and sort of grab this offense by their collective collar and shake them a little bit. Go, come on, boys. We've got to be ourselves. Quit trying to force things. Do what we do well. Tells you a lot about what Denver's season's gone by.
But what tells you even more is what Stan Humphries said to us yesterday. He was very concerned about this ball game, about doing the business at home. Here's pressure from the backside. Pump fake, and he throws passes complete to Natron. He's going to pick up the first down.
There's a flag down on the far side of the field. It was actually, the flag hit the ground right behind Sean Jefferson well after the ball carrier was down.
Preliminary signal, it is against the Broncos. You know, there's a 5-yard chucking rule. Outside of that, you cannot hit a wide receiver or, you know, or a tight end or any receiver as far as that's concerned.
Well, hit him, much less grab him by the upper body and throw him down on the ground, which is probably the case here.
That's only, it goes in rodeos, right? In steer wrestling. A look at Bobby Ross, the head coach of San Diego.
Illegal contact, defense number 39. Penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Now let's take a look at it. Watch Crockett, Jefferson. Yeah, it's past 5 yards.
And a takedown.
And the shirt didn't come off, but he tried awful hard.
San Diego a first down at their own 32-yard line. And here is Natron Means. And he slips a tackle and moves across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 4 tough yards. It'll be second down and 6.
That was Harold Hasselback for the Broncos, was in the backfield basically and challenged Natron Means and lost. Tried to do kind of an R tackle on him, and as strong as Hasselback is, those are a pair of legs you don't want to try to get with your arms.
San Diego has not gotten their ball, has not gotten the football to their wide receivers in this ball game. And here is Natron, the reverse to Jefferson. Humphries with the lead block, kind of occupies the corner. He's down the sideline. Humphries makes the block, pushed out of bounds. Around the 20-yard line. Let's see where they're going to mark it out. They may mark it out back upfield. But it was Stan Humphries who kind of cleared the corner. He occupied the defender.
Well, watch Humphries, number 12. You talk about trying to fire up your offense. Quarterback out blocking, doing a great job there blocking on Crockett. Look at him, steps out of bounds right there.
42-yard line.
A good positive, though. A great call by the San Diego Chargers. A great job by Stan Humphries, and a momentum builder. Can they build on top of the builder?
And here's Natron to the right side. He's around the corner. His momentum carries him for the first down, 28-yard line. Ben Smith makes the tackle. And now you're seeing the true personality of the Charger offense for the first time in the ballgame.
Well, Natron Means I don't think is a builder, but he is a bulldozer. And when he gets going and he starts carrying it, and he goes north and south like you see right there, you better hold on, you better ask for help. Natron Means, 16 carries, 93 yards. Bobby Ross would prefer to have him 18 to 22 carries on the day.
Just over 12 minutes, time remaining in the ballgame. First down, San Diego. Denver leads by 2. This time they shut him down. Natron may have a yard and a half. Let's call it 2. Hasselback was there for Denver. Second down and 8. And playoff undefeated fever sweeping San Diego. Another sellout crowd. They had to change the tailgating rules. You had to tailgate in your space and nobody else because they were running out of parking space. The traffic jam started about 3.5 hours before the game. Eric Bieniemy is now the tailback, and a play action fake comes back. Pass is incomplete to Alfred Prapuna, who was carrying a Denver Bronco. Who was that? Alexander, like a cloak on his back.
Well, I'd say that ball couldn't have bounced any faster or harder off of Prapuna than if Humphries would have hit a wall with it. Talk about soft and supple hands. Check this out here. Prapuna, a receiver who has good hands, but this ball comes in, and as fast as it goes in, it went out faster off that face mask.
Third down and 8, 26-yard line. Chargers trailing by 2. Pressure from the backside. Pass is incomplete. Harmon tried to pull in the one-hand grab. Could not make it, and Humphries was decked. And John Carney will come in with his 5th field goal attempt of the ballgame.
Well, Humphries was decked by Ronnie Bradford coming from the backside on a blitz. Watch from the left side of the screen. Hold it, throw it, and then he gets slammed. And Ronnie Harmon, great receiver, but he couldn't resist looking up and kind of checking where the defense was instead of concentrating on the ball.
4 for 4 today. He has hit his last 15 in a row. From 44 yards away. And the lead. It is good. Chargers by 1, back for the kickoff. Welcome back to Southern California. 11-11. Good luck, possibly. Time remaining. 15-14. San Diego by 1.
And Denver's involved in another fourth quarter tight one.
This one is high, but it is short. Binote takes it at the 12. He looks to the far side, heads for the corner. He's to the 30. A little stutter step across the 40. An excellent return near the 44-yard line, and a flag goes flying in the air.
You know, it was funny. The cover team for San Diego looked like they expected him to follow his blocking, and then they all kind of stood there and looked at him and go, what are you doing? You're not following your blocking. He just runs around the right side while they're all standing there looking at him. Great decision by Binote.
Personal foul. Number 32 on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Eric Bieniemy. Maybe a late hit.
Watch 32 coming in from the right side of the screen late. Piling on. Another dumb mistake. Great field position for a great quarterback.
It's gotta be Domino's.
Denver trails by 1. If you follow the Broncos, you know they have had problems in close ball games.
In this game, it's a mistake John Elway makes. The ball slips out of his hands in the opener on a Sunday night. Junior Seau takes advantage. Next close one, the Buffalo Bills. The ball thrown way out of bounds, slips off his hands, and then last week they were beaten by Joe Montana. Question here.
Elway with pressure as we come back live. He has to dump it off. Incomplete. Flag is down. And it's going to be, no, they're calling an intentional grounding on Elway.
That was grounding.
Chris Mims was right in his face.
And the question I was going to say is, can Denver and John Elway find a way to make the positive, not the negative play late in the game now?
Intentional grounding on number 7 of the offensive team. Spot of the foul. Loss of down, second down.
Watch the pass rush as it goes after John Elway.
The quarterback was in the pocket.
John Elway, the point being made, John Elway was never out of the pocket. He was in the pocket. And Dave Waddell, the center, number 79, is not a legal receiver.
And the reason he points it out, if he gets outside of the pocket, then you can avoid the loss, but you have to throw the ball at least to the line of scrimmage. In the pocket, if you don't have a receiver, it's grounding, properly called. And here is a lateral to Milburn. Milburn tries the corner, gets around it, and he is out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Denver. Now that was second down and 22, because not only the penalty, but also a loss of down on the intentional grounding. So now Denver is looking at third down and long, 3rd and 16.
That was a good call by Wade Phillips and the offensive coaches. Leonard Russell got out there and got a good block out in front of Glenn Milburn. But right here, John Elway has to find a way to get his two big guns receivers. He's got to find Shannon Sharpe. He's got to find Anthony Miller and get him back in this game.
And there you see them, Sharpe 84, Miller 83. Elway, good protection, comes back to this side. Pass is complete and out of bounds is Derek Russell, but that is short of the first down by about 6 yards. And Jason Elam will come in with a field goal attempt. So they'll spot the ball at the 36-yard line, an attempt of about 50, well, it's going to be 53, 54 yards.
It's going to be right on about the 44. It's got to be 8 yards back with this distance. Look for a low liner that can be blocked in the middle.
54-yard field goal attempt. It is up. And it is good. Elam from 54 yards away. Denver regains the lead. Back with the kickoff. Jason Elam, 54-yard field goal attempt. If you're a Denver fan or a San Diego fan, you might recall that number last year against San Diego. He also hit from 54 yards away, and now he will kick it away to Andre Coleman, the deep back for the Chargers. 10 minutes and 1 second time remaining from the 1-yard line to the 10, 15, 20. There's a hole, cuts back outside near the 30-yard line, maybe the 31-yard line on the return.
One of the products that making fakes in the past has, look at the defense right here. They are all set up in a safe defense, are not rushing the kicker, and that allows Elam just to drill away, and he does drill this dog. Jason Elam, he knows that's a big one. And as big as it is for Jason Elam, it's a little bit bigger for this guy right here. A little air time. You got a little jump there. Got a pack of cigarettes or two.
Got to work on the vertical.
Shoes.
Denver leads by 2, 17-15. San Diego from their own 31-yard line. 9:52. Here's Natron Means. Cuts back. Finds a reverse. Looks for a block. Not there. No gain. Ted Washington finally wraps him up.
If you have your druthers with this offense and Natron Means running the ball, you want him going sideways. You don't want him running kind of downhill right straight at you. The defense for Denver continues to kind of take their chances, do their blitzes, and swarm on the San Diego offense. They haven't stopped Means the whole time, obviously, as you can see there with 95 yards, but they have frustrated and confused Humphries in this offense.
Second down. Humphries to throw. Has pressure from the backside. Barely gets it away. It's Natron Means. And he's got about 3 yards. And Humphries is down at the 18-yard line. Simon Fletcher is the man who got him. What did Simon tell us? He said, we want to play so well on defense, we'll get Wade Phillips out of our defensive meeting.
Well,
and he put the hit on Stan.
He really did. He came almost too clean on that screen pass. Watch how fast he comes around this corner. He's completely free. Helmet, that's an ouch. That's a helmet in the stomach into the ribs, and that's when the air leaves your body.
And that's also very legal.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Simon Fletcher is a good, hard, aggressive football player who's been very frustrated by a lot of double teaming because he has been the pass rushing threat. That puts Gilbert into the game, and Gilbert basically little or no experience here in San Diego. And when you look at a quarterback like him, spent so much time as the number 3 to 4 quarterback, it seemed like, with the Buffalo Bills. Gail Gilbert's in his 9th year with real low miles.
He has not thrown a regular season pass since, that's almost 4 years ago with Buffalo.
Yeah, since Natron Means was a freshman.
3rd down and 7. And he has not warmed up. And has to come out throwing. And he sets good protection, fires Ronnie Harmon. Harmon needs a couple more yards for the first down. He will not get it. It'll be 4th down and 2. Ben Smith leading the defense for Denver. And Gilbert comes out right on target, his first pass of the ballgame.
And Smith and Crockett, the cornerbacks for Denver, did an excellent job there playing Ronnie Harmon with kind of an inside-out technique. He was short of the first down when he caught it, and they made sure he stayed short of it after he caught it.
Is that Ronnie that is still down? We're kind of blocked. It is Harmon. So on back-to-back plays, Stan Humphries and then Ronnie Harmon. And one of the things the Chargers have been blessed with this year, we talked about it early on in the telecast, is the fact that they've had very, very few injuries. Meanwhile, on the other side, Denver has lost all kinds. 27 games of starters have been out? Was that the list that we were handed?
Exactly. 27 games where the starters have missed. And here's what you see at the very end. Great job by Smith. Great job by Crockett. And he's just getting multiple hits around the upper body there as he's going to go down.
So Wagner will be kicking to Milburn. High snap, pressure again, end over end. They'll stay away from it. We have a flag drop across the field at the 38-yard line. That kick good only for 33 yards. Check of the clock, 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Time remaining in the game. Ineligible receiver downfield for San Diego. Denver may just refuse it.
Yeah, I don't think you want that penalty, not after that kind of punt.
Number 34, the kicking team, down prior to the kick. Penalty is declined. First down.
So Denver takes over. 8:14 left in the ball game. They lead by 2. 17-15. We'll be back in a moment. Here are the numbers on Stan Humphries. Now he has been loosening up on the sideline, playing catch with Gail Gilbert. And from this vantage point, looks as if he will come back in the ball game. But right now, John Elway is the quarterback on the field for the 26-yard line. And here's Leonard Russell. Russell, who has been struggling. He is dragging Dennis Gibson for about 3 or 4 yards like an anchor. And then Leslie O'Neal got him.
Well, you know, you saw those stats on Stan Humphries. They're the kind of stats of a quarterback that would like to have a running game working effectively so you could pound away, hold on to the ball, and not have to pass. But the mission for John Elway in this offense is to make Stan Humphries, when he gets the ball back and every opportunity he has with the Chargers, to make them pass. Get first down here is for John Elway and get time off this clock.
Second down and 4. Denver leading in the ball game by 2. Here's Russell to the far side. And Junior creates a play as he is wrapped up by David Grigg.
Well, we've been talking about the blitzes on the Denver defense side with Mecklenburg and Atwater. Watch Junior Seau, 55, right in the middle. Just raising a little havoc, taking up an offensive lineman. And when you force an offensive lineman to block on a linebacker, that means somewhere along the line a defensive lineman's going to be free.
Denver 17, San Diego 15. Just over 7 minutes remaining. 3rd down and 5, 31-yard line. Broncos in their own territory. Blitz is coming. Deep over the middle and wide open is Shannon Sharpe. He breaks clean to the 45, the 40, the 30, and then out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 44 yards on the play, converting on 3rd down and 5. And the smile tells the story.
I tell you what doesn't tell the story is how on God's green earth can Shannon Sharpe be all by himself? There's nobody around him. Watch Glenn Milburn come in here, and he lays a heck of a block behind him. You just can't quite see it, but Milburn makes that thing go. Well, actually, the guy that makes this thing go is John Elway, taking the gimme from the San Diego offense, because that was like stealing.
Smiles all around. Ball at the 25-yard line. Now 6:45 left in the ball game.
Charlie, they're smiling and they're limping, but they're also winning.
Yes, sir. Broncos up by 2, 17-15, and look what Shannon Sharpe has done. Question whether or not he might even play. 6 receptions, 119, a touchdown, and still 6.5 minutes to go. He'll be back. San Diego 25-yard line. Little play action fake. Elway being chased. And now he throws this one away. Now you can do it then. You're outside of the pocket. Jerry Evans, the nearest receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Carrington and Mims, along with Griggs, were chasing him.
You know, if you're a player returning to the huddle right now, as you see Shannon Sharpe starts to return, then runs back off. But Anthony Miller's returned here to San Diego. He's caught some passes today, some short, pretty effective work he's done for this offense. But if you want a great scenario for a returning player to get a chance to make a difference in the game, get Anthony Miller back into this game and let him be the difference. Talk about a guy really coming back and making the start of a season for him.
And here is Russell around the right side. He's hit at the 20, still holds his feet, keeps his balance, and he has the 1st down as he goes out at the 13-yard line. Now he picked up 7 yards after he was hit.
Well, Charlie, you talk about the want to. Good blocking by the Denver Broncos line. Good job there, but now watch the want to. Darren Carrington comes up. Darren wants to make a tackle. Russell doesn't want to go down. That's a lot of want to there.
13-yard line, 1st down Denver. 6 minutes left in the game.
And there isn't a football player in the league with more want to than number 7, John Elway, for the Denver Broncos. He has always found a way.
Denver up by 2. And here's Leonard Russell. And remember, we talked so much throughout the ballgame that Russell had been shut down. Now he's beginning to find the openings. Now the offensive line of the Broncos are starting to dominate the defensive line of San Diego.
Well, they're starting to get them back off the ball. And what you're beginning to see, too, from Denver is a little bit of a mind game. San Diego has dominated the line of scrimmage up front so far with Seau and the big defensive tackles, Lee and Davis. Right now, Denver has taken control of the pit.
Leonard Russell is the player who is down, and on this drive, 4 carries, 21 yards rushing on this drive for Leonard Russell. And the clock is stopped. Just over 5.5 minutes remaining. Denver 17, San Diego 15.
Now here's where you have a great matchup of playmakers. You have John Elway, he's a playmaker. Glenn Milburn, if he's in, he's a playmaker. Anthony Miller, he's a playmaker. Junior Seau, he is a playmaker. Darian Gordon, the cornerback, he is a playmaker. And as a group, the defensive line of San Diego, they are playmakers. Who is going to be the one to make the play, and who's going to be taken advantage of?
The ball at the 9-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Van Horst and Lonnie Young check into the defense. Elway hands off to Reggie Rivers. Rivers, a journalism graduate who has written the book, The Vance, the Beginning and the End, a novelist. Also a columnist for the Rocky Mountain News and previously writing for the Austin Statesman.
And he ran into that play, the 10-year veteran Lonnie Young, number 43, doing a great job filling up from his nickel safety position. Just look like a linebacker.
His day job, he's a running back. All right, 3rd down and 6, 9-yard line.
Now, part of the chess game here, this is a situation where I think San Diego feels they can take a chance. They can bring a blitz with a Seau. They can go after Elway, and Elway is better than anybody else in the league, along with Montana, making you pay for it.
Timeout. This is a...
Welcome back. John Elway took the clock down to 1 second on the play clock. Then he called the timeout. That is their 2nd timeout. Broncos have 1 remaining. Chargers have 3. 4:27 left in the game. And Denver leads by 2, 17-15.
Just a chance John Elway's taking, burning that timeout. He wants to be absolutely positive all his players on offense are on the same page, anticipating a blitz, anticipating the big play.
Miller goes across in motion. Hands underneath to Milburn on a sweep to the near side. And he struggles to get to the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 1. It'll be 4th down and 6. And the field goal team will come out as Stanley Richard and Junior Seau stop Glenn Milburn.
I think the conservative nature of that call by the Denver Broncos speaks volumes as to how they feel their defense can stop Stan Humphries and the San Diego offense. They've done it so far. They've frustrated them. And also San Diego and Humphries have misfired.
San Diego will take a timeout here. Otherwise, the Broncos would simply burn a lot more time off of the clock. Program note, next Sunday, NBC Sports presents an exciting NFL doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. Most of you to see the rematch of last year's AFC Championship game as Joe Montana and the Kansas City Chiefs take on Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. In game 2 of our doubleheader, most of you to see Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. They'll take on the New England Patriots. Some of you will be watching Junior Seau and the Chargers as they host the Seahawks, and others, John Elway and the Broncos, they'll be hosting the Cleveland Browns. So check your local listings for the games in your area. That is all next Sunday here on NBC. 4th down and 6, the ball at the 8-yard line. 4 minutes and 11 seconds. That could be an eternity in a ball game. 25-yard field goal attempt by Elam. He has hit from 54, missed from 49, and he's got this one. So Elam hits from 25 yards out, and the Broncos now lead by 5, 20-15.
You know, a week ago on Monday night, that really was a situation where Denver was looking across the field at a Joe Montana. This week, it's a gut check for Stan Humphries. They're looking across the field at a quarterback that has struggled throwing the ball. They know darn well at 4:07, Stan Humphries is not going to beat them with the running game. He is not going to beat them with a little dink 2 or 3 yards pass at a time. He has got to beat the Denver Broncos with the ball in the air. I say you keep blitzing and you keep coming after the quarterback. This is a tough guy. He can take a lot of hits, but if I'm the Denver coaches, I try to find out how much he can take.
John Elway with a smile on his face, but he still has 4:07 left. Checking in with Shannon Sharpe, his main man.
They're still trying to figure out how Shannon Sharpe was so wide open over the middle of the field.
So now Elam will be kicking off. Andre Coleman is the deep back for San Diego. Denver trying to turn their season around and defeat the only undefeated team in the NFL. Here is Coleman to the 15, the 20. Little hurdle at the 25. Flag is down. Another flag goes down. He returns near the 28-yard line, but we've got a pair of markers to check out.
I think you got the Denver coverage team coming in real low, diving at the knees of the wedge.
Personal foul, a low block on the kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
Well, a long time ago, they made a rule that guys covering kickoffs had to stay up. They couldn't dive in and try to chop the legs out of the wedge. Now watch Rivers come in here, 38. Does he get tripped or does he go low? I'm sorry, folks, he did not get tripped. He just went right in at the legs of the wedge of the San Diego Chargers, and that was a good call.
So San Diego starts from their own 43-yard line, 3:58 left. Denver leads by 5. Little play action faked over to Humphries back in the ball game. Natron Means. Natron simply hangs on, showing his strength. Stumbles a bit. He's to the 49-yard line of Denver. Unbelievable strength of Natron Means.
When you've got that type of lower body strength combined with the upper body strength that Natron Means has, and see Ben Smith, we talked about those shoulders. It's got to kill him every time he's got to try to tackle a Natron Means. But watch the strength, the upper body strength of Natron Means. That's a strength move. That's a strength move. And that's a strength move. That's his strength.
It is. Second down and 3. And Natron Means will lean, and he will pick up the first down as he goes just outside the 45-yard line of Denver. It'll be 1st and 10, 3 minutes time remaining. There it is. We have a final. The Raiders defeat Atlanta 30-17. So that means that the Raiders record is now 3-4. Kansas City won earlier today. They're 5-2. Seattle is 3-4. Raiders currently now tied for 3rd. It's a first down. Back to go is Stan Humphries. He throws far sideline. Ronnie Harmon, and he goes out of bounds. Flag is down at the 33-yard line. This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. Those of you that are just joining us, will bring you up to date on this contest between the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers. Here's the call. It will go against Denver. Denver is leading by 5 points, 20-15.
Defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
And leading with the Reggie Rivers going into the wedge low, getting the penalty, and now holding. The Broncos late are making the mistakes that Stan Humphries' Chargers made early in the game that really got things going. I mean, this is a situation where Denver cannot afford to make these kind of mistakes. Now's when they got to start trying to make plays, not mistakes.
The offense of San Diego pretty well contained by Denver. John Carney with 5 field goal attempts, no touchdowns. John Elway hooking up with Shannon Sharpe for a couple of big plays, including their touchdown. Jason Elam with a 54-yard field goal for Denver. And again, Denver 20, San Diego 15, just over 2.5 left. San Diego with the ball at the 40-yard line.
For all the success of the running game by Means, the way to beat Denver here is you got to throw it.
Humphries to throw. He fires, and it is intercepted. A flag goes down. Mark Say, the intended receiver, and Ben Smith has the interception as Humphries tried to force it.
And Mark Say is going to be called for a face mask, reaching around and grabbing Ben Smith's face mask. What a good job by Ben Smith, anticipating the pass, knowing Humphries had the pass to beat him, and breaking on the ball when he saw Humphries go into that route.
Ben Smith with a pinch rotator cuff in the right shoulder.
On San Diego, will penalize 15 yards, first down.
He has nerve damage in his left shoulder, and Ben Smith comes up with a key play of the ball game.
But there's nothing wrong with his intuition and his ability to break on a ball, read a pattern, and intercept the pass. There's the face mask you saw where Say grabbed him by it, but watch him just breaking on the ball, the concentration involved in catching the ball as your face mask being tugged. Just an all-around strong effort by Ben Smith, and an all-around effort by the offense of the Chargers on the day so far that has been extremely weak to pathetic at times.
Denver at their own 45-yard line. Just exactly 2.5 minutes left to go, and Denver has broken the hearts of their fans 3 times this year late in the ball game, but this time they lead by 5, and they'll work on the clock. And here's Leonard Russell, and Junior Seau cuts him down and will take a timeout. Chargers timeout remaining. Broncos have 1. We have 2:25.
This is a 40-second timeout.
I mentioned earlier, this is the time of the game of big players making big plays, and here's Junior Seau running through from his middle linebacker position. to make this play. But, you know, at the very beginning, we went into this game thinking Ben Smith and Crockett have got to have big games. Crockett's played pretty well, but Ben Smith has come up huge. Big hits on Natron Means, some good defensive plays, and the critical interception at the time that the Denver Broncos needed it.
And Crockett also with an interception.
Exactly. I mean, this has just been a job of the Denver defense. Everyone wants to talk about they can't do this and they can't do that, but you see Ben Smith sitting on the side right there with the number 26. You see this defense, Charlie Waters and Wade Phillips, has found a way to use what they had to attack this offense. They've given them the run to a degree, and they've taken the wide receivers in the passing game away from the Chargers.
Second down and 14. Russell to the 45-yard line. And now San Diego will take their last timeout. Darius Gordon and David Griggs.
San Diego.
Junior Seau calls for the timeout.
This is a 40-second timeout.
It'll be third down and 10. The next timeout will come at the 2-minute warning.
And if you really feel no sense of urgency, no excitement out of the Denver offense, I think what they really feel as a group right now is, you know, they know, and Jim Fossil there with the glasses on with the headsets, the offensive coordinator, he and John Elway know very well they can do what they do here. If they get a first down, great, but they've got a defense that is giving a struggling offense fits right now. Every time the Charger offense makes any kind of mistake, the Denver defense takes advantage of it, and that plays into the offensive game plan of a team.
And you almost have a feeling on third down and 10 that John Elway is going to look to Shannon Sharpe and hope that he can find him all alone like he did moments ago.
These are the kind of games that good teams trying to be great find a way to steal.
Sharpe goes in motion right side. Elway a quarterback draw. And he is down at the 45-yard line. So they try the quarterback draw. Time will run down to the 2-minute warning. And the Chargers will have no timeouts, but 2 minutes to work with. We'll come back with the kick. Don't go away. You don't want to miss the end of this one. Tom Ruin to kick. Darian Gordon is the return man. 2 minutes left. Good kick. Gordon takes it on a fair catch at the 21-yard line. 36 yards. Tonight on NBC, Witches, Werewolves, and Vampires, followed by Sequest, and then Family Album, the world premiere. That's all tonight here on NBC.
Charlie, you got a situation here with 1 minute and 53 seconds to go for the San Diego Chargers. You're the only undefeated team in the league. You don't feel you get the respect you deserve. You think you're the best team in the NFL. You've had a bad day. Let's see what you got.
Humphreys to throw. He has had problems going deep. He finds Ronnie Harmon out of bounds. 31-yard line, first down, 148 left. Good start.
That is the first completion over 10 yards for Stan Humphreys in this offense. Going into that play, Humphreys was 0 for 6, throwing over 10 yards with 2 interceptions.
San Diego with Sean Jefferson, Tony Martin, and Mark Say, 3 wide receivers. Ronnie Harmon, who is your third down receiver, and Alfred Furpunu, basically an H-back, but also a very good receiver.
Remember this prevent defense from last Monday night, giving up big yards to the Montana and the Chiefs.
He goes deep, has a man, it is there. Tony Martin out of bounds. 45-yard line, and Humphreys is hurt. Oh, he is down. Grabbing the ankle.
It's that left leg.
And very quickly, Gail Gilbert is warming up. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game as they work on Stan Humphreys.
First down from the Denver 45.
This team has taken on the personality of Stan Humphreys, and he is a player this team cannot afford not to have in the football game. Take a look. Very often players come in low at the end of plays around quarterbacks. You see Stan Brock, his right tackle, steps right on the inside of his left ankle. Right on the inside of the ankle. That is nothing but cleat and plastic on bone when you get stepped on right there.
One of the things, though, that comes to mind, the Raider game, when he was hit as he threw the interception, he being Stan Humphries, at the knee and came limping out, and then he came back in to lead the Chargers to the winning field goal. He is one tough hombre.
But he's the quarterback the Chargers need in this situation. You know, how many times have you heard Mike Ditka on NFL Live talking about prevent defenses? All prevent defenses prevent you winning. Well, you know, last Monday night, that is what the Denver Broncos do. They prevented themselves from winning a ball game. And so far, this prevent defense has given up chunks, and I'm not sure that Gail Gilbert can take advantage like Humphries can.
Let's go back to that last play. Is it a soft zone that we're looking at that Denver has now?
Well, you're not getting much pressure, but the pressure you're getting is critical, is the right foot right there. See the middle of the screen? Right on the inside of that ankle bone. Whack. Wow. I mean, the pressure does not happen really from the defense. Watch the pass rush coming after Stan Humphries. Watch the defense soften up the snap. See the linebackers, defensive backs, everybody deepens up, everybody softens up. Now, you can't ask for a better hole in the defense than Martin got.
And Joe Montana just simply picked apart that same soft zone last week.
You see Stan Humphries, some of his teammates have come out to help him up. But given this guy's toughness and given this guy's general approach, if there's any way this guy can stand up and walk off, he's going to do it himself. The toughest quarterback this city's ever seen is a Hall of Famer, Danny Fouts. A lot of the same qualities as far from a toughness standpoint Stan Humphries has. See, he's trying to test it. He's trying to get some weight on it.
Fouts for 15 years, the quarterback of the Chargers, and since his retirement, it's kind of been a search and rescue mission year by year. And the man has become Stan Humphries.
You know,
and how ironic, stepped on by your own player.
And you know, every person in this stadium, every person in San Diego, every Charger fan is thinking the same thing you mentioned. Well, he did it in the Raiders game. He was able to come off the bench and help us. How bad is this ankle? Can he do it again?
You mentioned Danny Fouts. Opening day quarterback, 73 to 87. Then Babe, Jim, Mark, John, Bob. Last 2 years, Stan Humphries.
He has become the guy here. They haven't had the guy since Fouts left.
Denver 45-yard line, first down. The guy is now Gail Gilbert. And he comes to Ronnie Harmon on the screen. 3 blockers in front. Harmon to the 35, 31-yard line, first down. Rondell Jones with the tackle.
Naturally, you're in a stadium where the Chargers are loved, and there's a lot of happiness here over them moving the ball. But you can feel momentum starting to turn in this stadium and the way things are going. Can Gilbert execute in the red zone, though, Charlie?
He fires, and it is incomplete. Oh, double coverage on Mark Say, and Ronnie Bradford got just a little piece of it. And he was forcing that one. Clock stop, 1:15 left. Second and 10, 31-yard line. Can Denver let one more slip away?
I can't see how you cannot afford to attack Gail Gilbert. If you're the Denver coaches on defense, you have got to attack this guy. Hasn't played in 4 years.
Left 41-yard line. Humphries up, walking around. Gilbert rolls right. Little pump fake. He goes deep into coverage. Little pushing and shoving. Cap means the man stepped out of bounds. No flag.
Now watch Jefferson down the field. There's never really anything there for one reason alone. Ben Smith wouldn't let there be anything there. Sean Jefferson's trying to complain of a little contact, but you know, if a defender gets called for reaching out and touching the offensive player should be called for reaching out and touching the defender. That was a no harm, no foul.
Third down and 10. 31-yard line, 1:08 left. Gilbert has a blitz coming, and he throws it away, way over the head of Tony Martin.
And that's an example of what you miss when you don't have your regular quarterback. You don't have a Stan Humphries. That the poise and the coolness that a Humphries would stand under that blitz condition. Ronnie Bradford was coming from the backside. Blitz was picked up well. The receiver was open. Gilbert couldn't hit him.
The undefeated season comes down to this play. 1 minute, 4 seconds left. 4th down and 10 at the Denver 31-yard line. Broncos lead by 5, 20-15, in search of their second victory of the year. Gilbert, backside pressure, throws downfield, and it is broken up. It is incomplete. The Broncos hold. They take over on downs. Chargers no timeouts, and Denver has already started to celebrate. 59 seconds. That is the time remaining that the Broncos simply have to run off of the clock. They can kneel down and take us to the end of this one.
There were a lot of key plays not made by San Diego Charger football players today. Tony Martin can't quite come down with this. Sean Jefferson couldn't quite come down with the touchdown early in the game in the end zone. And it's ironic that the biggest play for either team today was made by a Charger, and it was Stan Brock, I think, when he stepped on the inside of Stan Humphries' ankle and eliminated the threat of Humphries being in this game, in this situation.
And Stan Humphries with the premonition that he told us yesterday that he was so concerned about this ballgame. He said, it's just a feeling that I have. And he was right. The Chargers out of sync all day. Denver, they made some major mistakes. They got away with it.
And here's the major mistake, and really the biggest play of this game for the Chargers when they were just starting to feel themselves out in this kind of 2-minute situation was Brock slamming down on the ankle and spraining that left ankle of Stan Humphries.
And so now Denver just running the rest of the clock away. San Diego's record will go to 6-1, followed by Kansas City 5-2. Seattle and the Raiders both 3-4. Denver's record is now 2-5. And the employee owners of Avis now want to salute the game's most valuable player, and it is Shannon Sharpe, the winner of today's We Try Harder award.
Shannon Sharpe came into this game with a problem with his patella tendon he suffered in practice on Friday. Came into this game with bone chips in his ankle, and all he did was really make the difference. There he is right there, Shannon Sharpe, and he made the difference today.
And as you saw, Shannon Sharpe and John Elway, they hooked up together. Shannon Sharpe, the We Try Harder award. Avis, the official rental company of the NFL. Denver wins it 20-15. We'll be back in a moment.